Two of the homies said, Jess, have you seen the story about the baby by Lucifer? I said, hell no, because you know, if I seen a story about Lucifer, him having a baby, I want to talk about him and his raggedy ass mama. And then I looked and I was like, this is a very delusional woman who thought she had a baby by Lucifer, but she was actually Lucifer. So what's up, my friends? Welcome back once again to the Just Case and Bread. I'm your homegirl, I'm your tia, I'm your prima, I'm your cousin, I'm your friend, I'm whatever you need me to be down here at the Just Case and Bread. If you are new to the community, we are lovingly known as the Neighborhood, and we like to get in people's business who put it all online. And this lady said, forget Risa Tisa, forget every other storyteller. I'm about to tell y'all about me having a baby by Lucifer, so we're going to get into her business because that's what she wants us to do. TikTok always has some sort of drama going on its timeline. This happened on TikTok and on Facebook, and I got notifications from both sides of the map. Shout out to the homies who are able to send me stories. It's kind of hard for me to get the stories off of Instagram and TikTok or get messages from there because I get a lot of messages, but on my platforms like Facebook, or even if you send me an email, I'm able to better cover a story. So if you need to send an email or you would like to send me a topic to cover, go ahead and shoot me an email over at thejayborhood@gmail.com. Before we get into it, make sure to like the video, comment your thoughts down below as we listen in. Like I said, it is 40 parts, but I took out as much dead noise and everything that I could. And let's get into our video.
Story time, part 1. I know I've been making y'all wait. Not intentional. I promise you I haven't been. Life just been, and I've been quite concerned with the things that's been coming with it. But I got plenty of story time for y'all, and I'm trying to give it to you. Alright, so this story, real life event. All of these are real life events. I can't make this up. I won't. This story is still kind of near and dear to my heart. It was a very traumatizing experience that I had to endure and go through. But yeah, and still I'm a child of God. He sustained me. I made it and I escaped from it. Okay? So we're gonna call this story real, just as real as it gets. I had a baby with Lucifer himself. Didn't realize I was even having a baby by Lucifer till I started getting further along in my pregnancy, and that's when I realized I'm having a baby by the devil. And then after I had the baby, everything else that came out after my son passed away, everything else that came out, I literally got impregnated by Lucifer. So I'm gonna take it from the top. So the year was 2014. I'm 34, going on 35, somewhere around there. Yeah, I believe so. Going on 35, somewhere around there. And I had met this guy, I'm talking, and this was still an era where I was on my wild and beanie shit, couldn't no nigga hold me down. All I'm looking for was to collect my chips off a nigga, get the fuck on. I was in that mode, and that's just what it was, But I had met this guy, real.
Is that prostitution?
Real charming, handsome guy. I'm talking about just eye candy galore. Just sitting next to the nigga made me get wet. You know what I mean? Hearing his voice. I mean, it was just, everybody meet one of them ones. You know what I mean? And he was just one of them ones for me at the time. And it was the craziest shit. Because I don't know if y'all remember, but it used to be this app called Glide before video and then FaceTime it came out. And you be on Glide exchanging videos and shit, or people can look you up by your profile picture. And if they feeling you or they liking you or whatever, they pop at you and it kind of just go from there. I met this nigga on Glide, just on some dumb shit. I used to be on Glide and shit, and he just happened to be on there. I don't know if he got at me or I got at him. However, whatever, it happened, okay? So boom, we meet and greet, we see each other. He looked like how he supposed to look. I guess I'm looking like how I supposed to look, cause boom. So we finally meet, we see each other. We like each other. I mean, we had already been talking on video for a minute before we actually just decided to bump into each other, but it became better once we actually seen each other and was able to get, accommodated in that way. So boom, it's moving. We moving. I'm so into this dude. And he's so into me. I'm talking about we just into each other. And it was just something so different for me because my attitude towards men at the time was get them for they get me. And I don't know what all. You know what I mean? I just hadn't, after being fucked over so many times the way I had been, I wasn't dealing feelings at all. And this man caught me, just straight caught me. No matter how much I tried to fight it, it just, when that Jones came down, it came down. But the good part about it is I wasn't, jonesing by myself. he was into me just as much as I was into him. So, you know, it was like a beautiful thing. So we seeing each other like every day. You know what I'm saying? Like every day. You know, top of the morning, as soon as he opened up his eyes, he texted me or calling me. Same vice versa. You know what I mean? And this went on for like, I don't know, I want to say for like a couple of weeks, and it just started like just getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So at the time, I had a guy living with me, but it was like a friend, a male roommate, but he was a roommate with benefits, you know what I'm saying? But it was open. Like he did him, I did me, and it was just that type of party. So my baby
Girl, you was high. You was fucking around with a little bit of everybody. How you gonna have a roommate with benefits? That's some shit I have never heard of. What does he do? Pay rent via dick? How does this work? So y'all in an open relationship with no commitments? Oh no. Y'all ain't in no open relationship. Y'all just having sex while you're FaceTiming with another dude, gliding whatever with another dude every day for weeks. And I bet they was together under a month before she started falling for him for real. Especially if he was fine.
daddy, who wasn't my baby daddy at the time, was coming over a lot, like a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? To where it was just like,
Dang.
moving in. But it wasn't like that because he wasn't never spending the night with me. I could never get him to spend the night with me. And, you know, it started just like dawning on me like, okay, you told me you live with your sister. Now, imagine this dude, he's fresh out of prison, okay? He only been home like, I don't know, maybe 3-4 months at the time, 6 at the max. Because I remember him like just really getting on his feet and trying to get settled and solidified nice employment and stuff like that. So he hadn't been home that long, but he also had came out from doing like a 14-year bid.
So that means he came out with no money, living at his sister's house, was probably somebody that she had to pick up and take everywhere to spend time with, and he doesn't even want to stay the night. He fresh out of jail, he don't want to stay the night. Oh, he getting pussy from everywhere.
Time. And Lord knows I used to love me a prison nigga. But baby, after that one, no more prison niggas for me. To be honest with you though, any guy that did over 5 years in prison, be prepared to deal with some very serious psychological issues and any and everything else that come with it. Alright, so I left off on 2 on, you know, we talking. We in this dope.
Yes, I'm thinking the same thing you are. What the hell is going on? Why are you sitting up here with this wig looking like this? We don't know if it's supposed to. Do you not wrap your hair when you go to sleep? Definitely looks like she works in a gas station. So I know she down at the job looking like this. Girl, why don't you do your hair? Why don't you want to straighten it? Comb it down into a nice little bun. Ugh.
Dope ass honeymoon phase. Like we just loving, liking, over liking, loving the shit out of each other, whatever you want to call it. We were just having a good time, enjoying each other. Now I think it's imperative that I need to give these 2 individuals names for the simple fact it's two separate parties involved. Now, number one, the male roommate who I was living with. Well, I ain't gonna say who I was living with. He was living with me because I always had my own shit. But he was renting a room and shit for me. I had been living with me for like almost a year at that time. Of course, I'm running back. He was a friend with benefits. We used to have a lot of fun. That was my boy. So crazy because he currently is the daddy of the twins that I had now. They 7 years old. I mean, I don't deal with him no more, but he they daddy. But he was my very, very, very good friend at that time.
This is exactly why I don't mess with men who have female best friends who they label as sisters. Oh, that's your sister, but you was laying up in her house having sex with her. Now you have kids by her 10 years later. That ain't your sister. That ain't your female best friend. And if it is, you ain't no man of mine. I'd be damned if I share my man. And even with the female best friend thing, I've never seen it done in a way that makes sense. And I don't even feel like trying to understand it. No. If that's your best friend, go be with her. Because they say you make the best life companion with your best friend.
Hot dog. Reason being, he was like skinny with like athletic build, just like slim dude, super athletic build. And then we gonna call the one who this story is mainly about Hamburger, because he was like a thick build, thick muscular build. You know what I'm saying? Without saying no names or whatever, that's what we going with. Hamburger, Hot Dog. Hot Dog was my roommate. Hamburger was the guy who I was courting, who ended up turning into my baby daddy, who I refer to as Lucifer himself. All right, boom. So things are getting like really intense with me and him. Like it's moving. Like I'm cooking for him. We spending all the time in the world together. Like I was saying, he wouldn't never spend a night with me. But I also worked at midnight at the time. I was at the casino and I was doing like 5 nights a week at the casino. But the 2 nights that I would have off, it was always an excuse on why he couldn't spend a night. So at this point, it's probably we probably like 2 months in, every day, just going hard, going hard, going hard. Now, mind you, he had a kid when he went to prison and do the 14-year bid, but he ended up going to prison while the little boy was in the mama's stomach. So he missed first milestone, everything. First everything, he missed it. You feel me? So he had this burning desire to have a child because he didn't get to experience none of this stuff. By the time he come home from prison, his son 14, which he got custody of him, the little boy living with him and everything. That was my baby. Ooh, I love to meet him. Anyway, but you know, at this point, the way we rocking and shit like that, he talking to me like, oh, baby, I want you to give me a little girl, give me a little girl. And I'm like, I can't have kids, you know, because I'm 35 years old. At the time, I had never even been pregnant. Heart-wrenching, burning desire for me to become his baby mama. He wanted me to get him a baby bad as hell. And I ain't gonna lie, since about the age of 30, I had a dire desire to become a mama. I mean, it was to the point it was like starting to depress me. You know, I felt like I had did everything in my life, you know what I mean? Made a lot of money, traveled, seen this, seen that, talked to every pedigree of dude there was to talk to. And I feel like the only void I had in my life was, you know, being a mama and having somebody love me unconditionally and wouldn't leave me no matter what. That's just really where I was at in life. It was like, it had got so bad for me to where I had to just ask God to take it away from me because, like I said, it was starting to depress me. So then here come this man who I'm really into, and he really into me, you know what I'm saying? And let's not even focus on the timeline because at this point, he was telling me he wanted me to have his baby in probably like about a month. But I'm like, you know, whatever. But by the time we got to like that 3rd month, oh, it was in overtime. Like he wouldn't rest, he wouldn't stop or whatever. And imagine we was packing plastic for the longest. Then we stopped packing plastic, and then, you know, we just letting it go for what he know. Like I told you, I always thought I couldn't get pregnant, so I ain't had no worries and no scares. But my periods was always jacked up. They was never on time, always late. Sometimes I'd be on for a month straight. I'm like, oh, ain't no way. Nobody got no strong enough to whatever. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I just full thought accepted that I couldn't have kids, and I just wasn't gonna have none. When we talking about somebody who did 14 years, don't do no alcohol, don't do no drugs of any sort, and every time he's taking a trip, oh, somebody gonna get got. And yes, I got, but I didn't know yet. So at this point, Hot Dog, long as he was having his way with me, the way he wanted to have his way with me, every night, munch on me for about 2 hours, 3 hours minimum, whatever the case may be, it was all good. He'd be willing to meet anybody. I'm willing to meet whoever. You know, it was just all good. But when he seen that Hamburger was getting the bulk majority of my time, and when it came down to him, like, oh, I'm tired, I don't feel like it, whatever, he started becoming like a little lightweight enraged lunatic, like having a love for me that I ain't even know exists or whatever. So at this point, Hamburger telling me like, this your cousin, why nigga acting like he in love with you? Like, what's going on with y'all? You know, so my cover is almost blown, because he's on my back about Hot Dog is walking around having hissy fits, you know, that Hamburger is getting more time in with me than, you know, he felt he needed. Mind you, me and Hot Dog always had an understanding to where, you know, you do your thing, I do my thing. We friends, we homies, we whatever. We link up at night, whatever the case may be. But it was never no like known him having a for real Jones for me or a real love for me like that. At least I didn't know about it. And maybe it took for somebody else to come into play that he seen I actually fucking gave a fuck about, because I was a shark. I didn't care about nobody. So when he seen that,
it sounded like she wanted to be a shark and be a playgirl and be playing around with all these types of dudes, but you're not really playing honest if you telling the dude that you're mainly with, who lives in your house, renting a room from you, which means he probably ain't putting shit on the bills or the food or cleaning up around the house. You the one who's losing the most here. And I don't give a fuck how long a dude been with me. 3 months? You telling me that you're ready to have a baby? Okay. Are you also ready to marry me and pay these bills that come along with a child? Because a child is not raised for free. Even if we are on government assistance, the child will still need more shit. So are you ready to have a baby now? No, we're not about to tie ourselves together just because you feel like you like me so much because we've been sitting on the phone falling asleep every damn night. No, fuck that. And as a grown woman who's over 30 years old, she should have knew better than to have a baby by somebody who was fresh out of jail, already had a 14-year-old, and what, he felt like he could restart fatherhood through a kid by you.
Me taking a liking to Hamburger like that, like Hamburger was starting to at that point become a problem to where it's dwindling over to when Hamburger come over, they went from chopping it up and kicking it small talk when he came over to where Hot Dog ain't got nothing to say to him. Hot Dog slamming doors. hot dog showing all type of, I mean, it was just like really, really weird to where it was almost like I couldn't hide it no more. Hamburger already knew what was going on, but I wasn't going to admit it to save my motherfucking life. I was not going to do that because we hadn't told nobody what our real truth was. And I'm already struggling, and you know what I'm saying, struggling with the fact that you telling me you live with your sister, yet I ain't been over there, yet I can't affirm or attest that this really is your sister. You ain't never spent the night with me. You know, it's weird behavior and shit on his end too. And it just was like the math wasn't mathing. You know what I mean? And I couldn't connect the dots on him like that the way I wanted to. So I guess it's the best of him that he know that Hamburger feeling me and loving me. Good morning. The way that he do. So yeah, he's suspect about me. And indeed, I'm suspect about his ass because I'm trying to figure out what's going on with your home front. Like what's really going on? What's really good? You keep being on my back and what my business is in my household. Nigga, what's going on in your household? What's happening, Captain? You feel me? And one thing about me, baby, when I want to get down to the bottom of something, leave Diva to the job because Diva gonna get down to the bottom and the top of that motherfucker because my Carmen San Diego skills, I don't play. I don't play, baby. All you gotta do is get access to a nigga phone. The phone gonna tell you whatever he ain't telling you. And that's what it came down to. Taking naps in the middle of the day, knocked out, shit ain't adding up. So it's to the point I'm about to break it off with him because I know he had something from me and he don't wanna, you know what I'm saying, let me in on him. And I'm telling them like, okay, no, I'm about to be done with you. Like, I just don't like the way this going. I don't like how you playing it. I don't like how you playing me. So it gets to the point he played confessions on his end that he actually is living with a woman, older woman who's taking care of him and all this other type of shit or whatever the case may be. So boom, I know that was a lot for him to have to do that. It was a lot because he didn't know if he was gonna lose me or not, and he kept saying that. But one thing about me, I can respect real no matter how long as you keep it real and give.
Don't know what's wrong with her face. If it's just a birth defect or a birthmark rather that she has, she does have some deep bags. I think that just might be coming with age, seeing as how she seemed like she was a party girl of some sort and drinking alcohol, smoking every night, doing heavy drugs, not putting any type of vegetable in your body or sweating out that alcohol so that it's not sticking to your body. And I ain't no health and wellness woman. I'm just saying you can't drink every single day, party hard every single night, eat fast food all the time, and then expect to start aging gracefully. You have to take care of your body so you don't end up looking how she is. She looked like life has been rough and whooping her ass. And the way that I cut these videos was just to cut out her repetitiveness and the dead silence. Every single video she had was only at 3 minutes long. And I'm like, girl, you know you could have did this in 4 parts, 10 minutes long. You know, like you didn't have to do all of these videos. But anyway, her dealing with a man who's staying with a woman who's paying his way. Girl, you lucky that that woman didn't try to unalive you because women do not be playing that. Once they find them a young man to latch onto, they taking care of him. So he doing what they say do. Oh, but now she's so understanding. Okay, girl.
Option to be able to pick and choose what I want to deal with. But at this point, I was already so gone off the nigga. I was still gonna fuck with him anyway. I ain't care. I was on. Okay, so that gave me ample opportunity to go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, make my confessions and tell him what it really is about me and hot dog. Like, that's my head doctor. He been living with me for like almost a year. We cool. My buddy, he ride for me. Got no feelings for him like that. We tag teaming these motherfucking bills, and that's just what it is, you know. So it was a hard pill for him to swallow, but yet still at the same time, again, he was so gone off me, whatever. He brushed it right off. It changed the dynamic between him and hot dog, though. Like, shit got really wild after that. It was super duper wild.
I don't know what this random clip is doing up in her head, but
let's focus on the practice. That's a whole nother story time. I get to going all into that. So boom, at this point, right after we play confessions to each other and tell each other the truth, this is when I actually found out. I found out that I'm pregnant. Mind you, this is my first pregnancy. I don't have no idea about this weird ass morning sickness and all this stuff that's going on with me. You know, that's the last thing on my mind is somebody that got me knocked up and got me pregnant, but I'm dealing with it.
how's the last thing on your mind when you just told us that you and him was in this love bubble and he was saying he wanted you to have his baby girl because he wasn't able to be a father to the child that he ended up leaving behind for 14 years because he went to jail. So now you don't know that you're pregnant, even though your purpose and your intention was to get pregnant by this man. Okay, I see why one of the homegirls said she stopped being able to keep up with her story.
He knowing I'm dealing with it because a lot of times he coming over, I can't even fuck with him. Like, oh, just leave me alone, rub my back, whatever. So he like, man, you need to go take a pregnancy test. This and that. I'm like, nigga, I'm not pregnant. I told you I can't have kids. Blah 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 blah. But you know, he still was encouraging me nevertheless to take a pregnancy test. Go take the pregnancy test. Boom, bam, boom. Found out that I'm knocked up. You feel me? Like, I'm pregnant as fuck. Like, I'm filled with so many emotions. Like, I'm excited. I'm giddy. I'm happy. I feel so blessed. I feel so this, but at the same time, I don't even know this much, okay? We probably like 3 months in. He hadn't showed me nothing like that yet, but still, ideally, this ain't how I had my life planned out. I want to have my first baby by my husband or somebody else. At this point, we found out that I'm pregnant. I'm going through all these different emotions. I'm from happy to sad to scared to just all this stuff, you know, first baby type shit or whatever. It's like I really couldn't even be happy because I had such a spirit of worry on me, worrying about the wrong shit. Like, oh, I don't know him. What if he ain't gonna be there? Oh, I want to be a family. All this stuff that was a little quite premature or whatever. So far so good. I mean, you know, he's excited about me having a baby. He making all these arrangements and all these. He instantly want to move out from with girl and move right in with me. Want me to put hot dog right out. Man, this is my right hand. Regardless of how he acting or whatever, like a hot dog was my man's. Okay, like my boy. You know what I'm saying? Just had always been there for me like no other. You know what I'm saying? Always had my back. All this, and we was just compadres. That was my dog. So I wasn't really feeling it moving in that direction like that because it's like, damn, like you just want to move out with her, move in with me, and now I'm getting to know you. Why you living in the house with me and all this other type of shit, a baby on the way. It was just too much too quick. So it was like I wasn't really feeling that shit at all, but he wanted it. He wanted it so bad to where every other day he calling me like, oh, I'm having problems at home with girl, blah 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 blah. I gotta tell her I'm pregnant, this is that. And I'm like, my man, I don't give a fuck. You tell her if you don't, my nigga. It's, you know, you telling her gonna be your way of encouraging yourself to be able to leave with no guilt. You know, don't use me as a pawn for that. Like, I didn't care about him telling her or not because I got the vast majority of his time. I had his full throttle, undivided attention, and I knew this for a fact because sometimes I used to be like, damn, getting pregnant type shit or whatever. He was straight gone. Didn't know what to do with himself. He had been gone for 14 years too, so he didn't even know what it was like. He didn't know what that life was like, so I had to show his ass. So that had a lot to do with it as well. But you know, I'm liking him and everything like that. But you know, now I'm dealing with, because I was tag teaming both of them. It was him. I was tag teaming the shit out of both of them, but I knew who my baby was off the bat because I never let hot dog ski in me. Never. There's been a time or two it was a mistake or whatever happened, but I never ever let that. Hamburger, every single trip it was. Imagine me and hot dog had been sleeping together for a year, and this never happened. Even with the few slips up we did have. As soon as I get with this strong motherfucker, I already knew. I knew it's a feeling you have inside. You know who baby it is, even if you is sleeping with two men at the same time. You know. I can't describe it. I knew he was my baby daddy from day one. I knew. Okay.
I don't know if that's a flex. Is she telling us that she was so in tune with herself that she understood who she was yeah, that's what she said. She's so in tune with herself, she understood who she was pregnant by. I should have drank wine for this.
I know I was over 3 months when I found out I was pregnant. I can't remember exactly how long, but it was like just barely past first trimester type stuff. So, you know, doctor's appointments and stuff kicking in, all the promises that he made, he want to be there every step of the way, every doctor's appointment, all this other kind of shit. First doctor's appointment, nothing. Claiming he got to work, whatever the case may be, boom. Guess who was there though? Hot dog. First doctor's appointment, every doctor appointment. Hot dog was there. He mad at me. So he don't show up to the first doctor's appointment. Hot dog went with me though. Hot dog was very supportive. And I want to tell you Hot dog's role in this too because he was so hell-bent on wanting that baby to be his. He believed it all his might that it was his. And I never strung him along. I never played him like it was. I'm telling him like, I know for a fact, Hot dog, this is not your baby. He like, well, I'm just going to be there for you just in case it is. Because if it do end up coming out to be my baby and I wasn't there for you, I'll never be able to live it down. Because this nigga ain't going to be there for you. He ain't here for you, D. He ain't for you, D. And he used to always be saying that. But I thought it was just like some hating shit going on because I knew how much his Jones had came down for me. And I wasn't even really feeling him like that. I mean, I loved him as a friend, but not as a lover. So I just thought it was like a lot of hate coming because, you know what I mean? Because he wanted me the way he knew old boy had me wrapped like that. So long story short, yeah, he missed the first doctor's appointment and possibly, I think the second one too. Oh, he never went to no doctor's appointment, but I'm trying to break it down so you can see how this built up to Lucifer showing me who he was like early on.
So when the story first opened up, she was telling us about how they had this loving relationship and they just felt so hard for each other. And he was so into her that he wanted her to have this baby. Just like, oh my gosh, I am 112. I've never had a child before, but I guess I'll give you a baby. And she had no idea that she was pregnant because, again, she's never had a baby. And as she's figuring out that she's pregnant, she looks at him and she says, you know what? I actually like the other man that I've been fucking because he's the one who's been here for me. So the hot dog dude ends up being in love with you. And he's like, listen, I don't want you to have a baby by that man. Let that be my baby. Let us be together. Let us begin a life together. And you start being between the two. And you was like, okay, hot dog, calm down. Okay, I know you really want to be the father to this child that you know is not yours because my nana and my whole lifestyle is set up so good. You want to be the daddy really bad. I know that's what you want. But no, because this other man want to be the daddy too. And yes, you can be the daddy, but don't be all up in my face calling me and stuff. Oh, I got all of these men in my face. That's what happened? Okay. I know you lied.
So boom, he finally breaks news to girl that we having a baby or whatever. She instantly puts him out. He instantly basically had me put hot dog out. I'm talking in a moment's notice, like a moment's notice. And I'm so hell bent gone off my first kid, dad, and being a family and all this and all. I turned my back on hot dog without even really even thinking about it. My baby daddy want to be a family. He moving in today. You gotta go. And it was just like that. When I look back on it, it just was so bold how I played shit. But in that moment, I didn't see no wrong in what I was doing. So boom, Hamburger moves in, move all his shit in. This nigga was a dresser, okay? Kendrick Cole is Nike boots. I'm talking about my whole fucking house was just like filled with all his clothes and all his shit. For this to turn around the same day and move right back out the same fucking day. I didn't put my y'all gotta know that was not by chance that happened with him having me put hot dog at that end out the house that day. Him move in the same day and move out the same fucking day. That was his way of doing the process of elimination and getting hot dog out the way completely. Ain't no man, regardless of whether he with you or not, and he know y'all got a baby on the way, the idea of him phantoming that somebody else is having sex with you while the baby is in your stomach, they don't want that. And you shouldn't want that either. But at the same time, that was the dynamic. You been through the dynamic, so oh fucking well. You got a woman, so whatever. He moves out, I'm just like, I'm livid. I'm upset. I'm hurt. You know, I done turned my back on my friend. Not only that, I got this high hope and excitement of us being together, grown, building. All stuff you want to do with your first child dad. I don't gotta, go into detail. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So it's all that, man.
Why would you let a man who's just out of jail come in and disrupt your life like that? Or even move out your roommate with benefits? What did he bring to the table that was going to be something so profound that made you decide, yep, this is the one I want to have living here? I'd rather have somebody living in my house who could provide a little bit than someone coming in who can't provide shit. And you saying he did this as process of elimination? It kind of sounds like she was pressuring him to live with her since she has a baby. And she was like, okay, I'm going to kick this dude out if you want to be with me. He said, all right, go ahead. She did that. Then he moved all his stuff in there. Now you're the storage unit and he's about to go and run around in the streets all day, but come in and out of your house because you're not his baby mom and he feels like he has some stake in the game with your ass. And you're over 30. That's what's irritating about this whole entire story. You sitting up here trying to adjust the camera to look cuter as you're telling us about how you got pregnant by Lucifer.
Okay, I'm 35, having my first child. Real for me. Life is very serious for me. And, I'm trying to govern myself accordingly for that. So, boom, we end up having a huge fallout after he did that, to where I was just like, you know what? I ain't fucking with you. You played me. You know what I mean? You knew what you was doing. You want to go back and be with that old bitch, and you got a baby on the way with me, whatever. But he liked it, what she was doing for him. Even though he had landed him a dope ass job with being a convicted felon. You know what I'm saying? He had landed.
And he left that.
A dope ass job, paying him some nice ass money and everything, but I guess he still wanted what that woman was doing for him. I don't know, however. So us getting into it, we was more into it than we was on. So whenever we talked, it was always nasty. He had got very disrespectful. I mean, he go from being excited as hell about the baby to telling me he don't want the baby no more at all. I can kill the motherfucker for all he care. All this, all that. Just like horrible. I mean, he just sent me on an emotional roller coaster the entire pregnancy. And I know it wasn't nobody but the grace of God.
Because it's just pillow talk at the end of the day. A man being like, I want you to have my baby. Was he telling you that while he was fucking you? 9 times out of 10, he was just telling you some romantic shit to make the fucking experience more fun.
I'm talking about so many sleepless, crying days, crying nights, just so many. I can't cram everything in there. This story time will be 25 segments long. And I ain't trying to go there, but I'm just trying to let y'all know, really, he did not give a fuck about me. He did not give a fuck about the pregnancy. He didn't give a fuck. He only gave a fuck about him executing his agenda, and that was knocking me up. Once he actually got me pregnant, it was on to the next one for him completely. Okay, so you already know I had to go and get my buddy back. My buddy, he forgave me and he ended up coming back. My buddy, he actually embraced me and accepted me with open arms after Hamburger had played me like that. It was a whole bunch of I told you, but whatever. I was going through a lot of my pregnancy. I stayed extremely sick. I had preeclampsia. It was just a lot living by myself in a big, huge ass 4-bedroom house, up and down, that I just could not do by myself. So it left me with no choice. I really just needed somebody to help me with everything that I was dealing with and going through. Hot dog was the one for it, baby. He was here for it. He was the foot rubber, the belly rubber, Mr. Attentive man, just the whole entire time. I look back on that now, he was just like such a blessing. So back on.
Now imagine she the one sitting up in the room working, like doing a remote job, still pregnant, and he the one living in her house. And she's thinking to herself, oh, he's doing all these nice things for me, feeding me, rubbing me down, but he really ain't got no damn job. What man who's able to provide for himself comfortably would go back and live with a woman who not only had a baby by another man, but also had you having sex with her while she was pregnant, knowing she was pregnant, and he probably didn't know? Because I don't imagine that he would be okay with going behind another man raw with what she's saying. He was eating her out and everything. Oh, so Hamburger putting his dick in and Hot Dog is licking it up? No, no. It has to be a lot more to this story that she's leaving out. But of course, she's only going to glamorize it and make herself look good in the whole entire thing.
Hamburger, oh, he putting the dogs down hard, baby. Hard, baby. Sometimes he calling his phone every day, not responding, not answering. What the fuck you want? This is that. I told you I don't want you. I don't want the baby. I'm talking about out of nowhere, like literally didn't even serve me no notes, just started just like going in on me, just dogging me, putting the dog down. So let's fast forward. At this point, I'm like seven months. I'm like, and they been nothing but him dogging me, putting the dogs down on me, just doing me just any kind of way, just super duper greasy. Ooh, saying a lot of horrible shit, doing a lot of even more horrible shit. And even still, I'm just holding on to hope, like, oh, he's gonna get it together. We gonna be, yeah. Naive and delusional. You have to believe people when they show you who you are. And I been knew that, but for something about being about.
You have to believe people when they show you who they are, not when they show you who you are, because you should have knew yourself enough to know you wasn't ready to go through with the baby and the pregnancy.
That hypnosis of that man who you having your first child by, you take a lot. And I did. So let's fast forward to 7 months. At this point, I was 7 months. So he didn't dog me for the last 90 days straight. Dog me. But I guess, convictions start coming in, kicking in for him or whatever. Because he's seeing me. My belly growing. I'm big as hell. We going weeks without seeing each other. Sometimes like month and a half, whatever. So he not seeing how real the pregnancy is until he see me. When he have a moment or whatever, he want to call himself crying, breaking down, him being sorry about doing me like this, doing me like that. And he don't want no other man raising his son, being around his son, this is that, this and that. But no, you got me the first time. So you ain't about to have me put my friend out and turn my back on my friend again. If this is what you really say you want, we gonna take this shit one day at a time and just see how it go. So he didn't already show me who he is, so I'm treading very carefully with him. But yes, at the same time, I'm not trying to withhold these really treasure moments from him with having a baby. He calling himself turning over a new leaf. The conviction he kicked in. He's seeing how real the pregnancy is. I'm big as a house, you know what I'm saying? I'm waddling, I'm whatever, you know what I'm saying? But yes, at the same time, I was not about to fall for the okie doke. Because one thing about the devil, right? Especially when you were chosen one like me and you a child of God, like I am, always had a significant calling on my life. The devil will send field agent. The devil know what you like and what you into and stuff too. You know what I mean? And he will study you and all that to enjoy you.
I will never give Satan that much credit in my life to a point to where he could dramatically change it with a new human life. He ain't got that much power. He might be able to do something like let my Netflix subscription go through on the day before my check deposit, so I take that mug negative and I get sad because I got a fee if my check don't hit on time. He might be able to do some little shit like that, but completely derail and changes the pathway of my life. The devil, oh girl, you just want an excuse for why you got played even during your pregnancy, because what it sounds like, you was sitting up there calling him, I'm pregnant, you don't want to be with me, I'm pregnant, you want to talk to me, I'm pregnant. And he was like, damn, get off my phone, of course I don't want that baby, I don't even want to fuck with you, you mess up my life, leave me alone. And you kept chasing him down. Finally you ran into him at the local Piggly Wiggly and you was like, okay, so what's up? I'm 7 months pregnant, you still ain't talking to me? And he was like, damn, you kept the baby for real? Shit. Boy, I feel bad. All right, I guess I want to be in nigga life. I don't want to do this twice. I don't want to not be a daddy 2 times. First time, I went to jail, so I'm a decent man. I'm going to go ahead, be there. Oh, now you took that as your opportunity to control. Nope, now I ain't even talking to you because now you want to talk to me, so I ain't talking to you. What? And I ain't kicking Hot Dog out again because you want to talk to me now. He been here the whole entire time. You ain't been here. Ain't that what you wanted? You wanted that attention from him, right? You wanted him to be in your face, right? Stop sitting up here playing us like he was making all these smart ass decisions during your pregnancy, in your life as a woman. No, you wouldn't. Because what was you doing with a 4-bedroom house, having somebody rent out 1 room? You still got 3 left. Instead of having 3 women live there, rent out the rooms, and now you got your shit paid for, and ain't nobody coming in and out of your house. And the dude who you got a kid by or you got pregnant by, if you talking to me like that, hanging up on me like that, you don't even have to know that you have a kid. You don't have to even be around the kid's life. If he come around feeling guilty later, We don't really got to talk. Remember, you didn't really want to talk to me when I was pregnant. I just went ahead and let it go. I just stopped chasing you down, all that stuff. I'm just been focused on me and my child. I ain't even trying to go there with you, player. No, because you wanted to use that baby for attention from him. Talk about that part too, crazy lady.
For destruction. He comes to rob, kill, and destroy. So that how heinous I was on for like the first 3-4 months of dealing with this man, and how he was just like so everything to me. I loved everything about him. I was attracted to everything about him. Like just his vibe, his body, his looks. Oh my God. Dope ass mink hair. Oh my God. I was just like cold gone. And what the devil
He was the finest dude she ever been with.
did was sent a wolf in sheep's clothes to throw me off track and to literally destroy me. But let me get to the good part. So now I'm like almost 7.5 months. My water breaks. Well, it not really break, it rupture. Like I got a leak. You know what I'm saying? A leak. I just kept on leaking. I'm thinking like, I don't know, like I just got a weak bladder. I'm not even know. I stayed like this for at least 12 hours before I called and seek medical attention about it, because it just kept coming out. But it wasn't just like running. It'd just be leaking like I gotta pee. And you know what I mean? Like I just didn't know. So long story short, I had to go to the hospital, and get checked out and see what was going on with me, because I'm trying to make sure the baby okay. I could still feel him moving and different stuff like that. But, why am I leaking? So kind of found out I had a ruptured water break where it just caused me to leak, but not, gushing or whatever. And I had lost my mucus plug as well. So when I get to the hospital, I got the big, huge baby shower planned. I'm about like over 300 people coming. I just spent a lot of money for this baby shower. I'm talking about the decor, everything. I gotta cancel my baby shower and everything, because the hospital say, oh, you gotta stay till you deliver him. We can't let you go. You gonna be here for the next month or so. What? But that's how the tables turn. So I had to cancel my baby shower and everything. Of course, Hamburger want to be all in, because now it's prime time. The baby gonna be coming sooner than later. So now he trying to be supportive. Now he trying to be at the hospital and seeing about me and all this and all that. Now, one thing about me, always a really, really infamous, famous, well-liked, popular person all the time. That was one of the one things that Hamburger despised about me. It can get real. Shit done already got real. Because at this point, let me recant a little bit. Because I said I had to cancel my baby shower. I didn't have to cancel it. I had to reschedule it. It did affect my attendance list. I still end up having a big showdown, throwdown for my firstborn's baby. People came out and put on for my baby. Gifts being sent from out of town. A month after the baby shower, people were still bringing shit. Because like I told you, this was a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Rudy.
Who is she lying to? Everybody in my city and the whole entire city knew of me. I'm so popular. I am so What are you known for? What do people know you so well for? What are all these people just basically worshiping the ground you walk on, sending you gifts from out of town? Who? Your grandma? Stop making this bigger than what it is.
Renowned, well-loved individual by everybody. And the first is anybody, hearing about Dana having a baby, it was like just like news flash, and they blessed me. They blessed me hard. So anyway, I end up, I'm at the hospital. I'm admitted in the hospital or whatever the case may be. And they tell me I'm going to be there for like the next month. But my son ended up coming in like 10 days, maybe 11 days. So, Hamburger was there throughout the 10 days and bringing me this and bringing me that. Hot Dog was there too. Hot Dog will be up there spending the night with my motherfucking ass. Hamburger only came here and there, drop shit off, see what I'm doing, how I'm doing, whatever. And that was pretty much it. So the 10 days come and go. It's time for me to actually deliver my firstborn baby. When I had my son and I pushed that little angelic out, any and everything I ever had to endure from his dad, the whole 7.5, almost 8 months prior to, did none of it matter.
It shouldn't. It should.
I tell you, this little boy was like the most beautiful little boy I ever seen before my. He came out with mink hair too. He looked like a little chink. His hair was so long and it was like real fine, but like straight, like porcupine. He had my face, but he had a lot of his daddy features too. He was exactly like his daddy, and he looked like me. Just a beautiful, 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 beautiful little boy. So considering the fact that, he was born at like 7.5 months, I think I was like 7 months and 3 weeks. He had to stay in the NICU until he got.
Why that baby come early? Why you have a premature baby? Now, I understand being 35 and stuff like that. You might, end up going through that situation. But where her is not giving me that. It's not giving me she just was having this healthy pregnancy. Then all of a sudden the baby decided to come early. No, it's giving me more of, She had a baby early because she was outside doing shit she ain't had no business doing, like Krishan Rock was. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not thinking that this baby came early for absolutely no reason. And he was probably up there because he was concerned about the nature of that baby. It's weird how she keeps on adding in the baby being born as why he wants to be attached to her. Like that's some sort of stalker move. Yeah, I think any decent dad would want to talk to the mother of his child because an infant can't. Duh.
Well, he came out, but they wanted him, I think, to be 5 before they let him go home. So he had to stay in NICU for like 2 weeks. So now that I had to, now my newborn bundle of joy, he is here. Like, I'm in love. You know what I'm saying? His daddy in love. You know what I mean? It's actually seeming like it's about to be like a fresh start of a whole new beginning with us. Like, a whole new chapter. It's just like completely surreal. It was just like, just looking around and looking at it, it just seemed like oddly strange, but he was genuinely happy. And I was too. Of course, I had to put Hamburger down completely to the side. So once it was determined that my baby had to be in the hospital for at least 2 weeks, now it's life on the outside with me and Hamburger. At this point, Hamburger wants to move in for real, like voluntarily on his own, because he want to be there every step of the way with the baby. So while the baby was in the hospital and everything, 2 weeks, we stayed going up there, seeing about him, different stuff like that. I'm losing weight like a mug, like my bounce back so motherfucking scandalous within like the first week, 2 weeks. Like, you couldn't even really tell me shit. I noticed that even though Hamburger had decided that he wanted to move in again, he was really distant and fucked up. The only common ground we really shared was the baby. As far as on some relationship shit, that shit just sucked. I couldn't have sex and stuff like that because I had just recently had the baby. But there was no ounce of intimacy, no kissing, no hugging, no affection or nothing. We wasn't about the baby. It wasn't even really no real conversation. And for 2 weeks, I'm just in my mind. I think I was dealing with like lightweight postpartum. My baby wasn't here yet, but it just was not clicking for me. Because to be honest with you, like, I miss Hot Dog. Like, I feel like this is where Hot Dog supposed to be at, right here with me, who I really know, who really was there for me, that baby, who was talking to that baby my whole entire pregnancy, who my baby know. Okay, so boom, it had been discussed maybe like one time or two, while I was pregnant, about blood tests, because he knew I was tag teaming both of their ass. Shit, everybody knew. I had no problem with a blood test because I already told you I knew who my baby was anyway. This nigga acting like he's some type of NFL star once the baby get here, just pressing about blood tests, and he ain't about to be taking care of no baby if he don't know for a fact that it's his. And it's like, motherfucker, ain't nobody asking you to be here. You choosing to be here. If you want to do a blood test, do a blood test. So instead of him just like wanting to do.
That's so crazy because if that's the father of the child, why wouldn't you want his help? I'm so glad that it's starting to change and mindsets are starting to be, I don't want to have a kid unless I'm going to have help with this kid. You want to have this child and help me with this damn child. Because there's no way as a mother I'm going to be the only one taking on this entire responsibility. Been that single mom before. That lifestyle is hard. I wouldn't wish single motherhood on my worst enemy. But if you're going to be a parent, what's wrong with you having help from the person who helped you create this baby or buy this baby via adoption, surrogate, whatever? Why wouldn't you want that help?
Blood test and like include me in it, or at least let me know what he doing or how he doing. He want to sneak swab him and shit. Like, when I say sneak, we living together. You feel me? So I'm seeing you every day. I'm seeing you when you wake up. I'm seeing you when you go to bed. You knew the night before you had already had the kid. Whatever. Why wait till when we get to the hospital? We up there visiting the baby. You just pull the kid out and just instantly got it already prepped and just boom, just swab his mouth. So that kind of like fucked me up a little bit. Like, what type of shit is this nigga on? You keep saying you don't want to be taking care of no baby that you don't know for a fact is yours. He never bought my baby a single item. Not one single item. Not.
But you just sat here and told us that he was the best stepdad in the world. And he even knew that you was getting down with another dude. And he said, I don't care. I still want to be the dad to your child. See, girl, this is why you should have did this whole thing. 4 parts, 10 minutes, sat still, did it all, because now you start not to be able to keep up with what you're saying.
One single item. Not a bag of diapers. Not a fucking binky. Okay? Not a pair of booties. Nothing. I never bought him nothing. Mind you, I had baby shower of the year. You know what I'm saying? It hadn't came yet. I think it was like 2 weeks or so away. But the things that I had bought my son prior to, I was living in a 4-bedroom house at the time. So he had a one whole full bedroom dedicated everything that I had got him. This little boy had stuff that lasted him probably the first year of life okay? All contributions from his mama. Daddy had never bought him nothing. So he swabs him, get the swab done or whatever. So I'm gonna fast forward, boom.
That is not a flex. I did it all by myself. I broke my back. That is not a flex.
Home, life as you're supposed to know with all three of us. I'm just like, okay, well, maybe it'll be a little different. No, when the baby come home, he starts sleeping in a different room, talking about because he got to sleep with a fan on. He ain't no fan to be on in the room with me and the baby and all this and all that. That's some bullshit.
So why he staying at your house if he can't even care for the child? You see how she be getting used, but try to flip around the story to seem like she the one in charge. No, girl, you ain't.
Thing that I had got him. This little boy had stuff that lasted him probably the first year of life. Okay, all contributions from his mama. Daddy had never bought him nothing. So he swabs him, get the swab done or whatever. So I'm gonna fast forward, boom. The baby come home. Life as you're supposed to know with all three of us. I'm just like, okay, well, maybe it'll be a little different. No, when the baby come home, he starts sleeping in a different room, talking about because he got to sleep with a fan on. He ain't no fan to be on in the room with me and the baby and all this and all that. Just wait for him to just cheat and do whatever he want to be doing in the room because he was so serial with his cheating. This is the part that I didn't understand. Nobody asked you to be with me. Nobody proclaimed or even stated to you that we needed to be together for you to be able to be. You the one says you wanted this shit, but you really didn't want me. But what the fuck did you have to be living in the house with me for? And when like he didn't know where to go. This was a conscious decision. He needed to finish executing his agenda. And that's just what it was about. Because when I tell you, my self-esteem has started becoming like so fucked up. Like, I'm losing all this weight. Everybody telling me I look good. I think I lost like 30 pounds in like 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? It was really fast. I know that. I didn't gain a lot of weight with him, but it's like when I lost the weight, to me, I felt like my body looked better before I even got pregnant. I always stayed tip top on my hair and shit, so I just do shit like feeling really good about myself. And all I wanted to do was just be noticed by him or just in some type of way feel like he was attracted to me in any type of way. Because I swear, us living together, it was like, it wasn't even homeboy and homegirl. It was stranger danger. Like, it was just, like, so fucking weird. Anyway, I just say shit like, oh, you see the weight that I lost? Like, I'm looking good. Your body was way colder before you had the baby. And I only even had the baby, like, 3 weeks to a month ago. Man, I done lost more weight now than I was before I even got pregnant. This how he'll come. Then I do my hair. You like my hair, babe? It ain't your best work. I'm talking about anything he could to just, like, shoot me down and just make me feel like shit all the time. These are just, like, examples, but true examples, but it was more stuff that took place to that extent, and it used to happen all the time. So not only was he living there with me, basically going to work from my house or whatever, he would do shit like, okay, we together, we in a relationship, so I shouldn't be feeling like I'm a single parent in a house with a.
Tell us the truth. You thought having this baby was going to make him really choose you because this is the finest dude you ever been with. He was over there with that older woman. The older woman had her claws on him because she knew he was the finest dude that she ever been with. She was already paying for him, giving him a lifestyle he ain't never seen before, especially fresh out of jail. So he came over to your house because he was like, well, at least I got a little bit more freedom here. I could tell her that I'm just out working. She don't really know where I'm at because she don't know my work schedule like Pamela once did. So now he doing what he want to do over there. And you thought to yourself, yeah, he want to come over here because I have his baby. He know that I got this other man in this house and he don't want to be without me. He don't want this other man getting all the good love that I got. So that's why he came and moved over here. Nah, he came and moved over there so he can continuously do what he want. And he knew it was easier to play on your mental than anyone else's because you're the dumb one who had the baby. You the dumb one who's stuck in the house. Oh, look at all this weight I lost. Can you tell? In order to keep your ass down, what'd he say? No, I can't tell you lost any weight. You still look the exact same. So that wasn't a red flag to you. That wasn't a reason for you to go ahead and kick him out. You bragging, I got this 4-bedroom house. I created a room that was just dedicated to my son, as any parent should. Just me by myself, me by myself. You talking about you could do all this shit alone. Why is he even living there? Why you even put him up in your home? Now, I feel like a single parent in my own. Oh, but you was just bragging about doing it all on your own.
Newborn baby. He would never ever spend no time with Ellie. He would come in the morning in our room because he slept in his own room. He'd take 5-minute, 10-minute video, send a video to his mama, post the video up on Facebook like he's world's greatest dad every day. Or whatever I reported to him throughout the day while he at work, like when he asked me what the baby been doing, this is that, this and that. I tell him he stood up there and reported and posted on Facebook as if he witnessed it or seen it himself because he didn't have no real for real active engagement with him. So this went on for like, I don't know, maybe like 2 months of us living together, a month and a half.
Don't she sound like she's like in her early teens or maybe early 20s? And like, He didn't even want to help me. I'm like, I'd be like, you don't want to hold the baby. And he'd be like, no, I don't want to hold the baby. And then I'd be like, the baby rolled over. And then I look on his Facebook, and he told Facebook that the baby rolled over. And I was like, you didn't even see it, girl. Grow up. You the one who want to have this baby so bad by this ex-con who just got done doing 14 fucking years, and now, no, you know what you was getting yourself into? Come on, queen of your city. Come on.
I don't know. It was just, I couldn't take it. Like, I felt like it was just like, it was killing me on the inside. Just living like that every day and just very, very, like, high discomfort level and uneasiness to where he walking around every day acting like ain't nothing going on. Still wanted me to cook him. Still, like, all this stuff. But he would literally get off work and come in the house, shower, go on dates, and just leave me and the baby in the house by ourselves. Like, this started bringing gifts home. He had never bought my baby nothing, but some chick he was messing with, or maybe even a couple of chicks. He'd bring home random pair of shoes, making it seem like he went to the mall and got them himself. Come to find out his gossip had told me that his bitches. So yeah, I was leaving out about it. He was like coming back to the house with random gifts that didn't even make sense for the baby. Different sizes, like just stuff that you know other people was buying and not himself. But he'd play me like he bought it earlier, knowing he been at work all day and even had no way to be able to get to the motherfucking mall. But his sister ended up telling me the reals on that anyway. Something else I forgot to add that served great importance to the story. Nah, he had just landed him a dope ass plant job. It wasn't Chrysler before, but it was like the next best thing to it. Like one of them little plants that make all the parts or whatever to send over to them. So it was good benefits involved for him, good pay, and everything like that. And this was like his first major like job since he got out of prison. All the other stuff had been like odd ends.
No, that's the second, because it sounded like the first job he got from that lady was also a good one too.
So I get it. You excited that you could have insurance and benefits and all this. So he kept stressing how he didn't want his baby to be on Medicaid and he wanted his baby to be on his insurance and all this, which is perfectly fine. Better or whatever.
She thought that included her. Yeah, you don't want us to be on Medicaid. You don't want us to be left stranded out here. You don't want us to not have insurance. I know. You want to make sure you take care of us. No, girl, he literally just met that baby. That's it. He don't want you.
But he decided to take out a huge insurance policy on my baby. My baby is a newborn, and he put 100,000 on my baby. Ask me who, ask me where. Would anybody put 100,000 on a newborn baby? I don't give a and I'm talking about pressed about it. Super pressed. Wouldn't stop until he got the money on there. I found out strange, and any and everybody else around me found it to be oddly strange too, because any and everybody know to bury somebody in case an accident happened or anything, especially a baby under 2,500, your baby got the best funeral ever. But he won 100K on a baby through MetLife. Boom. So he got the insurance going, whatever the case may be. Things are so rocky with us, I have to put him out the house. Like, I just cannot.
It doesn't sound like he took out a policy separate from his job for the baby. Sounds like it came with his job, accidental life insurance or something like that, that all jobs have. You could either opt in for it or not. So I know what she's talking about. I don't think that he was able to request it at $100,000, but they usually do offer 10,000.
So once I put him out the house, he had a vendetta against me. He had a problem with every single thing I did when it came to the baby. Who kept the baby? Who spent time with the baby? He wanted to come and get my baby and take my baby over his bitch's house, and my baby ain't nothing but like a month old. Even though I'm complying with it because I'm trying to keep down the peace, but at the same time, I hated it because it would get back to me like the whole entire time he take the baby is with the girl or whoever it is he messing with, spending time with the baby. He's around the world in the streets cheating on her. Hold on. Yeah, so he wouldn't even really legit be even spending time with the baby. He'd put the baby off on one of his bitches, our newborn baby. He had a problem with me hanging out or trying to do anything to get back to my normal self. You know, after what I left off on, he had pulled up. So yeah, the baby came back home and he didn't know. But I just got tired of him just acting like a fucking maniac entire day of him being gone and just all this. So my sister just ended up bringing the baby back. But I ain't telling that the baby was back. Again, who the fuck are you? So long story short, he pulls up at my crib, pull all up on my grass and shit, you feel me? Headlights beaming into the house. He still had the key to my house because he wouldn't give it back. But because he was so into his other hoes and his other bitches, it was not natural or regular for him to pop up on me. Plus at the time, I'm like, okay, this is his baby. He got a key to the house. I'm not really tripping on it because ain't nobody coming over here. Whatever. He had a key. He came in my shit. Wild, reckless, and crazy. I got the babies in my arms standing at the steps because I'm like, what the fuck? You feel me? He comes right up the stairs. He see the baby. I'm thinking that's enough to put him had bait or whatever. Next thing you know, like, he just, like, choking me out with the baby in my arms. Just choking me out with the baby in my arms. Reason being behind it, I don't know. I'm gasping. Can't even hardly breathe. I'm like, I got the baby. I got the baby. And I had to say that, like, at least 4 or 5 times with him looking me dead in my eye before he finally just took his hands off my throat. I still don't even know to this day what did I get choked out for. It's because I let the baby go with my sister. Imagine, he had never been abusive to me. He had been verbally abusive, but I didn't even know this even had existed. I hadn't disrespected him, cussed him out or whatever, but I guess to let me know who was in don't want his baby going nowhere and being at home. Now, after all this had happened or whatever, I really was just, I'm kicking it with his mama, let her know this, let her know that.
What?
She was the only person that could really, like, reach him and get through to him. And, at the time, his mama was a great grandma too. Whatever he didn't do, his mama filled in the gaps on a lot of stuff. I really, really had a lot of respect for her, and I really liked her. All right, so one in particular day, because we're trying to move things over. This stuff is happening fast, but it's happening. We're trying to turn over a new leaf with each other. He trying to, take a whole nother approach with me in the co-parenting. So this one in particular day, I was having a Sunday dinner that was planned out for me, him, and the baby. And he had a brother that had just got out of jail that day, and he had went over there going to go visit with his brother. So boom, his brother had just got out of jail the day before or something like that. I did hear. So he went to go basically kick it and spend time with his brother. But he ended up bringing his brother back to my house. His specialty meal he wanted me to make. He just wanted to be a day for, me, him, and the baby, allegedly, so we could, break communication barriers, just talk and all this other type of shit to try to make our situation better. Boom. I cooked the dinner. I'm waiting on him, all this, all that. So him and the brother come. So when the brother come, he excited to show the brother, his newborn son. The baby only like about a month at this point. Maybe a month and a half. But his brother never seen him because he just got out of prison. So I'm noticing the brother acting all weird and shit. Barely even want to look at the baby. He didn't show no sign of giddiness or excitement or nothing. And him.
You think he ain't told his brother that you was passing that thing around between him and Hot Dog? Hot Dog and Hamburger was down at your barbecue? Duh, girl. He was probably like, man, I don't even know if this baby mine. He cute and everything. He got the hair stuff that we all got from daddy. But this bitch been fucking everybody who come in and out of her house. And she say every time a nigga get out of jail, she always let him rent a room here for less than $40. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if that baby mine. So you thought the brother was going to hop out of jail and be like, wow, look at my freshly born nephew. Nah, he like, bro did say you been getting down. You sure that's his? I mean, cute baby. But you sure? That's how the brothers reacted. Come on, girl. You gotta stop getting into your head that everybody is supposed to be so super nice to you because you decided to have a baby by somebody who doesn't really want you. We don't. They don't. They weren't.
Burger, putting the baby all in his face, like, don't he look just like me? This is that, this and that, this and that. Man, the blood test hadn't came back yet. So I got to tell you about that too. The blood test hadn't came back yet, but he repping the baby hard as hell to everybody as if the blood test already came back. Granted, the baby looked exactly like the baby had my entire face, but had all his features, his eyes, real jet black, mink hair. He had real good hair. The baby had the same exact hair. My hair is nappy, and Hot Dog hair was nappy too.
We could tell.
They had the same fingers. They slept the same way. So he knew before it even came back. But anyway, he got this brother over here, and he had to leave and go do something. I don't know if they called him in to work or he had to go get something from the job. It was supposed to be something he coming right back. So he wanted his brother to chill at the house until he got back or whatever. So at this point, I'm a little tired. So I'm going upstairs with the baby. I get on the phone with his cousin. That was my...
What is she, when she's going, is she trying to scratch underneath the wig? Is that what's going on? Because I see her doing all this, like, girl, just get you one of them little rat tail combs and get up underneath there.
Girl, she used to wire me up on a whole bunch of shit too. I got on the phone with his cousin and let her know what's going on. Like, yeah, Hamburger brother here, the one that just
And she got on them filters like Ashley be doing too. You see how her bags disappear and come back up?
blah, blah. She like, get that motherfucker out your house now. He just got released from prison from shaking baby syndrome. He shook a baby to death, and that's what he did prison time for. I don't know if it was his girlfriend, baby, or his own biological child. Either way, however, whatever. Why the fuck, Hamburger, would you even bring somebody in my presence and I got a newborn baby here, and you want him to be excited about meeting the baby? This motherfucker can flash out, you know what I'm saying, memory recall or whatever, and want to shake my motherfucking baby. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all have...
Girl, maybe that was his hope. Let me not say that. Let me not say that.
All this, so y'all can know for real. I ain't just saying he was Lucifer because he was evil, he was mean. Like, this motherfucker had no heart. He had no feeling. He had no emotion. He had no conscience. That's the devil. Period. Point blank. So somebody come to rob, kill, and destroy, that's the devil. Okay? Period. Point blank. But anyway, so I gets right on the horn with the grandma. Like, please, I need you to come and get, you know what I'm saying? Your son, he's over here. He's making me feel extremely uncomfortable. I'm ready to go to bed. Hamburger is not answering the phone. He been gone for down there 2 hours. I'm not going to sleep with a motherfucker in my house and I don't even know him. I barely even know the daddy. Shit, he only had been in my life for like the last 7.5, 8 months, and you gonna bring your motherfucking ex-kind ass brother over here who just getting released from shaking baby syndrome? Get it.
You should have knew better at your big ass age,
The fuck
girl.
out of here now. So she came and she picked him up right away, and that was pretty much that on that or whatever. So then I'm gonna jump ship. The blood test came back maybe just a few days after that. Cause I remember after that happened, I just didn't even want to talk to him or deal with him at all. I wasn't answering the phone for him or nothing. And he called me all excitement and shit. Got the results. The test came back, so he know for a fact that it's his son. I'm thinking maybe something else could possibly change for the better. I don't know, but it just wouldn't anyway. And I wasn't trying to like consider being with him or nothing like that. And I said change for the better, like not me trying to be with him or be no family. That was completely out my meaning far as just like the respect, etc. Yeah, just the respect. Perhaps even you can start for real purchasing things for your son that you know for a fact they his, and take that load off your mama. Shit, his mama had money, it wasn't shit to her, but still, she didn't lay up and had his baby. You did. So boom, he still got the key to my car. That's to the point. I'm in that bitch in a heart or some like sleep. Man, you, this house I lived in at the time, it was about almost 1,800 square feet. Huge colonial style house. And if you in the Detroit area, you know the houses Graham, Rosedale, they big. So I was in one of them. 3 doors to enter. So a lot of times I'm upstairs. I can't hear if nobody come in the house. Don't even know if nobody in the house. Like for real, the house was just like that big. Once all my doors was locked and I felt like I was safe, that was pretty much it. Cause it was he had a sick vendetta against me. You know, when I put him out the house, I just couldn't deal with the serial cheat. Him treating me like I wasn't even there in my own.
Again, I know it jumped from 20 to 17. This is the order of her videos, and I tried to put them back in order, but then the story didn't make sense.
Fucking house that he wasn't paying no bills on. Wasn't doing shit. Driving my dog ass motherfucking Cadillac. I hadn't even had my Cadillac a year. And he kept my car. You know what I'm saying? He had a car too, but he had a fucking weak ass Durango. He wanted to be riding clean and mean in the TS. You know what I'm saying? The V8. So he kept my car. Just was doing whatever he wanted to do. And I'm doing this all to save face because I'm calling myself just being in love with my baby daddy. Being in love is one thing, and then just being stuck on stupid is another. And I was definitely stuck on stupid for a minute. Because I just didn't know. It was just everything was just so new to me, and I was oblivious to a lot of stuff that was going on around me, but not
You're too old. That's not a real excuse.
for too long. Okay, so here's an incident that took place. My sister was helping me with the baby. My sister got 3 kids. She is wonderful with kids. Anybody in my family, I'm not gonna let my newborn baby go with nobody that I don't trust. My sister knew I needed a break. I was exhausted from him. I'm exhausted from being a new mom. Just exhausted. She was like, "D, I'm gonna, come get Dallas off your hands or whatever. So give you a little break, get you some little me time, mommy, just free time, whatever. You just the fucking daddy, and you active when you want to be active." But just so happened he calls, because we didn't talk like that. It'd be maybe one time a day, or maybe sometimes it wouldn't even be every day, and maybe other day once he moved out the house. But he happened to call and want to know what the baby doing. I'm like, oh, he not here. He at Kelly house. You, my motherfucking baby at your sister house. You need to sit your ass down and be a mama. Like I'm all partying, hanging, whatever. I ain't did no clubbing, partying, hanging, or nothing since I had the baby. Nothing. When him taking me through everything he taking me through. Nothing. Okay? So anyway, he got a problem with him, my sister going, the baby going with my sister.
You letting this fool treat you like this? Living in your house, telling you what you can and can't do, driving your car, and you providing for him. What are we supposed to do for you? Feel sorry?
Hi, how are you? Nutted up on me so scandalous about the baby not being there. So my sister ended up bringing the baby back that night because I'm telling her how wild and beating he is about the baby. This is that, this and that. But he didn't know the baby was back. He just telling me basically, I better get his baby back to the house. I don't need to have no free time away from the baby. I'm a single mom. No, I'm a mother and my baby should come first. So he pulls up out of nowhere at the house. house, pull up on the grass. I am so grateful for y'all sticking with me. I'm getting more and more comments, more engagement, more interaction. So that's letting me know like my stories are actually captivating y'all and y'all like it. And that's one thing I know for sure. People gravitate to real. If I was on this bitch just lying and making shit up as I go, I wouldn't get no views and likes and shit like that. Like, I'm talking about this past month alone, I have got over 70,000 views on my reels. And that's all them fucking story times that I did from like late February coming into March. So I appreciate that. And like I told you, I am one who done been through a lot of shit and I done came through much. I just like, if I wasn't getting the reactions and, you know what I'm saying, the engagement and shit the way I wanted to, I was just gonna cut them. But y'all definitely engaged. Y'all definitely feeling my stories. And that's what's up. Cause this shit be like mini reality shows. Like for real. All of y'all on the edge of y'all seat can't wait till I drop me and tear me down. But things he just had his way with me. Okay. So that started getting like real eerie and creepy for me. You know what I mean? It was a lot of days was just me and Dallas. You know, sometimes he called, sometimes he wouldn't. But he went from announcing him coming over to not saying anything. And it was so short-lived. Lord knows I didn't mean it. I just didn't know what the timer was like, talking and saying my little introduction shit that I was saying prior to us getting to the video. So boom. Yeah, so it had got so weird to where he stopped announcing him coming over. Like he had just come, like just show up. A lot of times, me and the baby knocked out, okay? I used to have this bedroom set to where all the lights in the house could be out, but I would leave the top lights on in the bedroom set to where they put like a glare in the room where I could see what was going on, but it'd still be dark to where I could rest my eyes. And it had
A nightlight.
to the plane several occasions. I just roll over or just happen to get up to try to go to the bathroom, whatever, and this motherfucker is standing right over my bed, dead on, head on, not saying a fucking word, creeping me the fuck out. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta call you, say I'm coming over. That's what I got a key for. This is that. But who wouldn't say they on their way? If you coming to see your son because you don't want me, why is you coming over here wee hours of the night? I don't even know you coming. Then I wake up and I just happen to see you just standing over my motherfucking bed while I'm in the bed, okay? Or standing over the baby pack and play or whatever. Like legit to just be standing over me or standing over my bed. Mind you, he didn't live there no more.
Now, why does he want to stalk you? What made him start coming back around? What made y'all start getting into the space to where he felt like he had another claim on you? Because to me, it sounded like he just wanted to deal with her based on the baby and he wanted to play dad of the year, but he didn't have nothing to do with her. Now the story has changed to where he's stalking her, standing over her bed, coming in and out of her house as he pleases because he didn't kept the key. Well, girl, did he keep the car too? Because it sounds like he just gets to do whatever the fuck he wants in your life. And you're not that major of a queen pin that you're trying to portray yourself to be. So the whole city know you, but nobody in the city could get that man up out of your house. Couldn't help you get that man up out of your house. Couldn't offer you no protection. You got this big old house, but you ain't got enough common sense to figure out how to navigate without the man. So you like this stuff. And what is the missing parts? Gosh.
Coming in the house to come lay down. He just want to check on us before he lay down. He was out the house, was not even living there. I told you he had refused to give me my key back. So he just had a key and came in on creep shit whenever he felt like it. Now, case in point, I don't want to say too much without saying too much. I need you to pay attention to this story and how I'm conveying to you that this man will be in my house unannounced in the dark. I can't hear him coming in the house. Like I told you, this is a big, huge 1,800 square foot home. I had 3 private door entries. I had a door for the back of the
Okay, let's be for real. 1,800 square feet really is not some lavish 4-story mansion. Okay, it's a shotgun style ranch house, especially if you have a backyard. She probably including a basement or some extra type of shit. Stop making it sound like you a Black Kardashian living in the city of Detroit.
house, a door for the side of the house or the front. But I'm all the way upstairs. It took 22 stairs to get upstairs into the actual upstairs of the house. So I couldn't hear nothing. I couldn't hear nothing, especially if I'm knocked out sleep and you ain't called me and said you coming or nothing. But pay attention to this because it's gonna make a lot of sense to you as I go further into the story on why my suspicions are the way they are. I was telling you guys how, he had got to the point where he was like coming up my house unannounced. I wouldn't even know he was in the house. I get up or just happen to turn over, whatever. He right there standing over my bed or standing over the pack and play, period. Very, 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 very creepy and just super eerie, to say the least. Now, I wasn't like scared of him or nothing like that because, I just wasn't. Even though he had choked me and stuff before, that was like the only time he had did that. And I didn't really know where that behavior came from, but I just really didn't feel like it was gonna happen again. Whatever. I just wasn't worried about that. Plus, we wouldn't be beefing or nothing. He'd just pop up, wouldn't tell me he was coming, and be standing over my bed in the motherfucking dark. Just weird as hell. So at this point, I had probably about 5 nervous breakdowns, maybe 6. I don't know. Like, I was just praying to God for peace, to restore my peace every day with a newborn baby. Can you imagine what that's like? You got this newborn, you doing 35 years of your life living however you want to live. The amount of stress that you're dealing on a day-to-day basis is like mere overkill. Is an understatement. It was just horrible, 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 horrible. So moving forward, I think that was like the last known event that took place. And then, it had got to the point where I just like completely checked out on him, and he knew it completely. Like, all my feelings had just went none and void. Moving from that, the next known big event took place was the death of my baby. I had lost my baby. My baby was born April the 19th, and I woke up to my baby not breathing June 13th of 2015. The most horrific, catastrophic day of my life. And what's so sad about this? I lost my baby and everything in the mix in the mix of me losing my baby. It was freeing me and myself, my mind, body, soul completely of him. I lost the baby on June 13th. What a demonic day that is. Anybody know anything about spirituality? And
Oh, girl, shut the fuck
6/13
up.
is when my baby expired.
So, I mean, I understand for some people this is a form of therapy and that's why they come and share these things. But the way that she's talking, June 13th, spirituality, blah, 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 all these numbers and shit, you believe in God or you believe in numerology? Where is your faith? Where is your spirituality? Or do you just throw this shit in here so people don't look at you as a bad person for coming on here telling us about how this man didn't want you, the baby passed away, and you felt freedom because you didn't have to keep chasing after a man who didn't want you? Because now, what do you have to chase after him with? That's what this sounds like to me.
Years, everybody, my closest people know me, but it was so many allegations that was on social media regarding this incident that I didn't even touch on, and they all came from him. And I remember this like it was yesterday, y'all. The day before, my baby had went to the doctor, and the doctor was bravo me and bravo and bravo. My baby had gained like right at a little bit over 3 pounds since he had been home with me. I was tip top on them feedings because he came home at exactly 5 pounds, and the day before he passed, he was almost like right at 9. He was like 8 and gaining. Strong grip, strong. Everybody that knew me knew how much I loved my baby. It wasn't a day to go past I didn't post videos, every moment, every milestone, everything. And everybody that was on the book ate it up. They loved it. Like I told you before, I was very, 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 very popular. And everybody always loved me. And this is what he despised. He hate how much love I used to get. He hate how everybody showed me so much with gifts. He hated it. He always wanted to make himself known. He always wanted to let the world know he was the daddy. You feel me? Just, he was looking for some type of camaraderie or validity off the gate. I hated even being good friends with him. But I had to tell you that. But anyway, yeah, it was the morning of June 13th. And I remember it like yesterday. Regular night. Dolly, we at home by ourselves. I just went and picked him up from my baby daddy mama house because she had kept him all day just to give me a break. And he was over there, of course, dogging me, treating me like shit.
She keep on telling us, oh, he did this to me, oh, he did that to me, oh, he did this to me. Okay, you should have said, this is a story time about how the man I had a child with didn't want me and he really broke my heart. And let me tell y'all about what happened instead of trying to make it into some theatrical event that happened with the devil.
On the phone with his itch and all this other kind of shit while I'm over there when you could have did all this stuff before I got here. Just extra shit to really just for real, just keep my mental and pure disturbing. Whatever. So we go home. It's probably about 11 o'clock at night. Me and the baby. Regular night. Go home. I remember him being like a little cranky or whatever. He didn't go to sleep as normal. Baby was a little bit cranky that night, but I guess maybe because he had been out of his element and he was with his grandma all day. We got home about 11 o'clock. Gave him a feeding. Maybe about 12-ish, 12:30. Try to put him to sleep. Now, the baby at this point was sleeping in the bed with me. He probably did about a week in that pack and play.
I had to take a break, come back, because I was like, girl, are we talking about your relationship with the man and how he didn't want you, or are we talking about a baby?
He didn't want nothing to do with it. He didn't want to nothing to do with it. So my friend had got me this cuddle me pillow or whatever. I don't know if you know about the C-shaped pillow. Prop the baby up on or whatever, give them comfort or whatever when they just chilling the land or whatever. But it was the most comforting thing for Dallas because even with his like naps sometimes or just whatever, he was accustomed to sleeping on this pillow, and I couldn't get sleep out of him for real if he was on this pillow. So we in my bed, you know what I'm saying? I'm in a queen's bed, a queen, okay? It's just me. I always been a stationary sleeper. You know, I don't sleep all over the place. I don't sleep wild, nothing. Where I go to bed at is where I'm gonna wake up at. That's just how it is. That's the way it always been. He slept in the daddy. Hamburger slept in the bed with me for months. He also was aware of this. And no, I don't sleep wild. So me and Dally, we in the bed. I'm on one side of the bed, over on my and Dallas on the whole other side of the bed. At the top head part of the bed, on his cuddle me pillow, sleeping like how he always did. He wake up again, I think, for another feeding at maybe like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
I ain't trying to be rude, but two grown ass people in a queen size bed with a baby in that bed too? No, somebody gonna have to sleep on the floor. Hell no. I understand co-sleeping and being like, oh, I don't want to get up. Oh, the baby's on a pillow. But that baby really should have been in a bassinet. All red flags are starting to pop up with her entire story. From her lying, her not being able to keep up with hot dog or wanting to be the daddy to hot dog now not wanting to be the daddy, to hamburger being so in love with her, saying have my baby to him, hating her and the damn baby. Now she talking about how they used to sleep in a queen size bed together with the baby at the head of the bed. I sleep in a queen size bed by myself. I become a damn starfish. There ain't no way I could also have another grown person sleep in the bed with me. Hell, I can't even sleep in the bed with my 2-year-old toddler niece. One is because she's really mean. And her little kung fu kicks, her popping up and being like, what's up, Thea Justice, 3 a.m. Let's wake up and watch TV be a little wild. So, she be having to sleep in her own little pallet and stuff like that with her brother. Anyway, I'm digressing. It's not big enough for 2 adults and a baby to sleep in a queen size bed. She may not have always been this big, but she always been big.
Somewhere around there. It was like a couple of hours after I lay him down. Again, I sleep with that little light on, so it wasn't nothing. I already got everything already ready. Boom, give it to him. Ever he go back to sleep. So I want to say like 6 o'clock that morning. By the time I'm only can go off of how I looked at outside. And I remember like my eyes like burning real bad from just being like tired. But it looked like it was like the crack of dawn, like it was about to start getting light outside or whatever the case may be. I gave my baby another feeding. He was hungry again. So about 10 o'clock that morning, Lucifer called, ranting the raven. As soon as I pick up the phone, going in on me or whatever the case may be. So he's like, what my son doing? What my baby doing or whatever? And I'm in the bed, but I'm in a seat. Imagine a queen size bed, okay? At that point in my life, I was smaller than I am now. Like now I'm like 241. I think I was like 215-ish, 220, or even maybe less.
What I say.
I'm not sure. Like I was telling you, I was always a stationary sleeper. I never slept wild, okay? So I'm in my bed when the daddy say, what is my son doing? Queen size bed, and I'm sleeping in a seat. And my back is to Dallas, and my feet is hanging off the bed. So when the daddy say, what my son doing? I turn around and look, and my baby is not on the cuddle me pillow. So I'm like, jump up. I jump up, and my baby is behind my cat, laying face down in the pillow, not breathing.
Oh.
Still extremely warm. Like I'm talking about extremely warm. Like this just transpired. Like this just took place. But as I go to pick him up, he just felt like
Oh my
lifeless.
God.
Like you would think when somebody passed or expired that they heavy. No, like a silly putty dot. He just very light. So, I'm in this panicky state. And I'm like, Cortez, the baby ain't breathing. He ain't breathing. It's like, ambulance, call the ambulance. You know what I'm saying? Call the ambulance. So, of course, I hang up with him. I call the ambulance and, they instructed me to perform CPR and get him to a hard surface and all this and all that. I got my dresser right there. That's a hard surface. I picked the baby up and run all the way downstairs, going to the dining room table as a hard surface. Just mine just wasn't even there. Like, just wasn't there. Anyway, the ambulance, they come in like, less than 5 minutes because I only stayed about 10 minutes away from Sinai Grace. And they trying to resuscitate him while we in the ambulance. And I knew my was gone. I knew it. I remember just being in like this sure state of shock, like just pure shock. Like, so we in the ambulance, and they trying to resuscitate, and I just know the whole ride there, like, it's over with. My pride, my joy, my love, like, he gone. Like, my baby is gone. He gone. So I'm at the hospital, and of course, they interviewing me because, any type of death or anything that take place at a house is considered a homicide until further notice. So the police and stuff come right in, ask me about what took place. I gave them word for word the truth on what took place, what happened as I know it. They immediately confiscated my keys to my house, went to my crib to check out the scene. I don't know if they was looking for drugs, alcohol, really whatever they was looking for. I had no problem with giving it to them because Lord knows I hadn't caused no kind of harm to my firstborn and my only child. I love that baby more than life.
Okay, shut up, because now I'm starting to really get irritated with her yet again. You mean to tell me all that bragging she did about having this house, that house, her baby was the talk of the town. She was able to have a baby shower. Didn't nobody bring you a bassinet? Didn't nobody bring you a swing for the baby? You couldn't afford to go out and spend what, maybe $30, $40 for your child? Because you could damn sure have these fucked up lashes put on, that ugly ass wig that you keep on scratching that probably needs to be set on fire in the middle of nowhere. You sure can have your nails done, but you couldn't afford anything for your child? See, that's what kills me. They come online and they wanted to tell this fucking sob story about how she unalived her own kid because her big fat ass rolled over, was so fucked up she didn't realize a baby was under her. Because I don't care how new the baby is, that baby's gonna do a little bit of wiggling if they start feeling pressure. It's just natural human reaction. When you feel yourself suffocate, you gonna move around. That's a human. They start moving around, but you so fucked up, you couldn't even feel the baby under you. And you calling a nigga, and when you call 911, you go all the way downstairs to go ahead and do CPR on the baby, and you telling me you was in your right mind? I hope and pray that she was on some drug, because any mother is going to have the instinct to automatically do it on whatever flat surface it is. If it's the floor, so be it. If it's the bed, so be it. I'm automatically kicking into action as quick as I can and calling. It's not rocket science. And the way that she's telling it, like, I don't know what happened, and the detective and the police came in and confiscated my keys. Girl, when my son passed away, they did not confiscate a damn thing. Well, I'm lying. They did take my brother-in-law's weed. They did take that. And they took the bong too, which made us be like, hold up, wait a second. This ain't even got nothing to do with the investigation. That just was the weird part, They looked around the house like, okay, well, doesn't look like you could have did much of nothing, ma'am. I'm really sorry you lost your kid. See you later. Bye. And I just was like, okay, all right. And that was that. But your keys getting confiscated, I wonder if it's the way that she told the police or the detectives that the child was found unalive that made them say, girl, we're about to do a full-on investigation, because how's the baby unalive and in some sort of different position? No, girl. Sounds like you were being a negligent mother.
Everybody knew. I was so happy to be a mama.
Shut the fuck up, because no, you wasn't. If you was so happy to be a mom, your ass would have knew what to do. When I became a mama now, it was hard. I ain't gonna hold you. It was very hard to be a young mom, and I didn't know everything to do because I was 19. But when I tell you, checking out every single pregnancy book, down at the library all the time, I was excited to be able to raise this life and raise this life differently than what I had, but also bringing that too. It just felt like, all right, this is my opportunity to do something great for the world. And anything that I could get my hands on that was pregnancy related, I went ahead and got it done. Or I went ahead and would get it. Y'all remember the maternity things where you could like lift up your belly a little bit with these strap things? That was before the whole TikTok craze where people would stand behind the pregnant person and lift up their stomach. I remember I had that. I had the little belt extender for my jeans. I had all kind of maternity stuff because I just was so excited. And I was really following along the what to expect when expecting. Girl, I was really following that shit. And when something would go wrong with my baby, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's something going on. Hello, Dr. People, this doesn't happen with my baby. Do I need to come in? What's up? Because I was excited to be a mother. I was just so happy to be a mama. And if I'm tripping, let me know that. And if you're like me, you were excited to be a mom or you enjoy being a mom, drop down in the comments. Did you do the most when it was time for you to be a mama? They couldn't tell you nothing because you said, look, I already studied everything. I already looked into all my resources. That's what real mamas do. Ones who are really looking forward to motherhood. This bitch wasn't looking at none of that shit. She thought she was going to have that baby and that man was going to be stuck to her. Soon as she had that baby, he said, damn, whoa, you was heavy before, but girl, Now I'm attached to you. I don't want none of the brothers to know that we together. I just thought that I was hitting it, you know what I'm saying? Because I was fresh out of jail. I didn't think I was getting into a whole full-blown relationship. You didn't want no baby. You wanted the man.
Proud to be a mama. My son was fine as wine, like fine. All the hopes, aspirations, just visions and everything I had for him, just for him to grow up, the plans, everything. Like, I was the best mama, the best. So he was at work, okay? His mama and his stepfather and them got to the hospital before he did. My sisters and them, of course, they surely came just like quick, and everybody just want to know what happened. I'm telling my sister and them what happened. Then the mama want to know what happened. Everybody just constantly asking me what happened. And I was able to tell them, same story, different times, nothing changed. I ain't got nothing to hide. I ain't got to lie about nothing. So next thing you know, probably like an hour in of being at the hospital, and he shows up, but he ain't just show up like to give me comfort or want to know what happened or just even have a conversation with me. He did not. He showed up with his girlfriend coming down the hallway like, where that bitch at? Bitch, killed them bitch. Who killed my baby? You can hear him down the entire corridor before he even got to me. So his mama, she jump up and the stepfather jump up, and they trying to go out there comfort and console him. But he came through the door on some showdown shit to make me look bad with his motherfucking girl. All right, so again, I'm gonna recap. He come in the hospital. He got his girlfriend with him. The last time me and him spoke was on the phone when I said, Tez, the baby ain't breathing, okay? So from at that point, he don't know what happened. He don't know what transpired. He don't know.
Hold up. She also had just said her in Hamburger. She done threw out the nickname. Cortez, yeah. Cortez Cornelius, born September 31st, 1985. I ain't gonna give his name or his location or that. He stays with his mama off of Metcalf Avenue. Yeah, still with his mama and daddy, even though he been out of jail for the last 10 years. I ain't gonna give all that information. But anyway, me and Cortez used to sleep in the queen size bed together, so the baby would sleep at the head of the bed. Now Cortez got a girlfriend down at the hospital. So girl, was he hitting you and then going home? And you thought y'all was a family, huh? She sound real Shanika-ish. That's who she sounded like.
Other than the baby expired. Why, how, when, what, where, or who, he don't know. Unless his shift started that morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, he would have to leave out for work at 4, okay? Unless he came to my house before he went to work. Unless. You understand what I'm saying? I done already painted y'all a picture. I can't make this shit up, okay? But what I do is don't nobody know what happened in that room but me and God. And I know for a fact, I know for a stone cold fucking fact, I did not roll over on top of him, babe. No way humanly possible I could do that. No way. Not sleeping stationary. Not knowing I got this precious gift on the side of me. Not having him all the way at the top of the bed, on the whole other side of the bed, when I'm all the way on the other, and I sleep in the same spot. It's no way. No way. I don't care. People like, what if? No, it ain't no what if. I could never had did that. Never. Even on my tiredest night, I could never did it. Ever. However, he in the hospital, oh bitch, I know you killed him. I know you. I can hear him in the hallway going crazy. Mm-hmm. He's screaming to the top of his lungs, hollering. Now, at this point, my family then showed up so deep. Like, so deep. Imagine we had his family outnumbered because with nobody there but like his mama, his stepfather, him, his girlfriend, and maybe like a homeboy or two, you know, but my family was through that big. My uncles, my cousins, everybody. We was in the hospital probably like about 40 deep.
Everybody was there, but couldn't nobody provide a bassinet. Could nobody go down to a thrift store, a garage sale, a Facebook marketplace meetup? Could nobody do that? Oh, but they showing up deep when your child is unalive. That's when they showing up for you. What kind of family do you have, girl? Because it sounds like you ain't really got no good support system, no good home training. Sound like you should have probably been on some sort of a pill, an IUD, gotten your tubes tied early. You say you was 35 when you had this child. You probably shouldn't have had any more children after this. I understand you have a set of twins by the other dude that you was letting dip in and out of you. But yeah, girl, it sounds like this was your fault and you have a hard time accepting accountability. Don't know why you came to the internet with this story because everybody can see the holes in it. You know why? Because we know you lying. We can tell you lying.
Maybe 50. Everybody showed up for me. Everybody. And you got this motherfucker here. He on the nut, calling me all kind of bitches, all this, all that. It took everything in me to keep my male cousins from getting in that ass. They went to fuck him up on sight, on spot, because everybody get a grieving parent. I'm no motherfucker. I carried his ass. So recapping, we in the hospital. He constantly screaming, howling.
Why it sound like she expected him to come in the hospital and be like, baby, oh, baby, I love you, girl. This has brought us closer together. Why was she expecting that reaction from a man who ain't her man no more? I would expect him to be sad. He might seem like, what's up, respect, because it's just as much his kid as it is mine. I really have that type of feeling when it comes to kids. Hell, if I was to get in a situation and it didn't work out, I'll be like, damn, boy, about to be hard for you to be a single dad. I get these kids on the weekend. I'm like, I would never put myself in that situation. You know, I'm gonna try real hard to stay away from that. I digress. But what I'm saying is, why does she expect him to be so in her face? Oh, girl, because you thought now this big event was gonna shock him into believing y'all was supposed to be together, and you had to keep your male cousins from jumping on them. Why? Because he was cussing you out. Okay, I get that part. I mean, maybe he shouldn't have called you a bitch and everything like that down at the hospital. Okay, maybe. But I highly doubt if she was just sitting there like, Cortez, I've got to tell you something. Oh my God, you're mad. I'm pretty sure she was like, oh, you gonna bring this bitch up in here? Yo, baby, this ain't your baby, bitch. You don't know this, baby. You didn't care. You just you know what I'm saying? She said, I mean, acting like she just was so innocent, like, oh, I can't believe they're attacking me. No, we know that your ass is popping off at the mouth, too.
And howling like a wounded animal, you know, in the hallway. It was just like so fucking extra. Like, seriously. And don't get me wrong, everybody has their own grieving process. Everybody grieve in their own way. But Stevie Wonder would have been able to see that this was so extra and so thick, and almost as if it was like for the cameras that was watching. I cannot even explain this shit to you. Here it is.
No, because I ain't no emotional person. But when my son died, it really took a realization that I was in public for me to stop screaming. Like screaming. Nobody stopped me either. None of the nursing staff, none of the doctors, nobody stopped me. They all, seen the process. They seen my family there and stuff. And it was just really quiet. And then I realized I was in public and I just was like, wow, life is different. And it was just eerily silent as I walked out of there. People were just like, and my son's dad, he was just, that nigga, I never seen him break down like that. A child had been gone. A child had been lost. How dare she sit here and criticize the way that he's mourning, make it seem as though he shouldn't have any right to feel sad because she's the one who has the baby, or she's the one who experiences the grief the most because she carried the baby. Girl, don't do that. If you have a man who wants to be a father, who wants to be involved in a child's life, let him be involved. Put your shit to the side. Hell, cuss him out. Cuss him out. Then be like, but you still gonna come on and get Michael on Saturday, 7 a.m. See you then, fuck nigga. And I mean, he might return sentiments and be like, okay, ho. Yeah, it just is what it is. We understand we don't like each other, but I know that you're a good parent. And you know what? I'm not gonna get in the way of you being a good parent to this kid. Fuck you. Great job, Dad. Why can't you just be that way? At 35, this a grown-ass woman. I would hate to be this old, have a baby like this, and not be able to co-parent. At this big age, she playing kid games. And these are Krishan Rock's fans. This is what her supporters look like. So anytime that we get irritated that Krishan is even in the social media eye, or even Ashley is still in the social media eye, or even Netta and Charles are still in the social media eye, these are their fans. This is how they think. Okay?
My whole heart just left my body because my firstborn child that I had been waiting on since the age of 13 when I started fucking, and I knew you could get pregnant from fucking. I didn't never want a baby till but that's still 5 whole long years that I waited until God blessed my womb, and I'm not even carrying it out like that. And here it is. I just lost my baby. Okay, he went out his way to get this type of special attention, extra special attention. However, whatever, security ended up breaking us apart. Everybody departing, leaving the hospital, going their way. They go their way, whatever. I still never talked to him the rest of that day. You wouldn't want to call your baby mama not one time. Y'all just lost your son today. You gonna try to call her, reach out to her, regardless of how you just tried to embarrass her and clown on her at the hospital. You're not gonna call her and get the story from her as she know it. You just going with your flow, and then you run the face. Cause at the time I got all the 5,000 friends. I'm at the max cap. Like I can't even accept no more friends. His page ain't really doing nothing all like that. But also because he made his presence so known during my pregnancy, all the bitches, they flocked into the nigga page, want to befriend him and be his friend. And you already know. I mean, the nigga was a looker. He did look good. He did have, you know what I'm saying, that appeal. So even females that I came to learn that I thought was like day one-ish for me, cool with me, they always trying to fuck on. All in his inbox. He showing me shit inbox, all type of shit or whatever. So a lot of my friends had, my Facebook friends, just Facebook friends, not my real friends, had gravitated to his page. So he want to put on a show. He wanted to face like, oh, it's very unfortunate that I have to, let everybody know my baby mama rolled over on top of my baby. He never called me. Sorry, I'm eating crab legs, y'all. I'm crazy as hell looking today. He never called me that day, ever. The last time I talked to him was the morning when I told him the baby wasn't breathing. He never.
I mean, it don't take much to put yourself together. Okay, just take the bonnet down, wipe your face off, stop eating so much sodium so your eyes swell down, or take them lashes off. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some shit she could do to just quickly get herself together before coming on camera like this. Ugh.
Called me to cuss me out, called me bitch that nothing. I never ever had a conversation with him again that day, and I wasn't gonna call him. Bitch, you need to be calling me, okay? So long story short, he runs the Facebook like on some. I regret to inform y'all, I lost my son. My son is dead. My baby mama rolled over on top of my son and killed him. She was, what she say? Oh, he put on there, I had company and was drinking Remy and smoking cigarettes that night, and I rolled over on top of my baby. And I'm talking about people just flocking. Even though I announced that my baby was gone on Facebook. Either somebody in my family didn't know. I was out of it. I didn't even get on Facebook that day. People in my family asked, pray for Dana. She lost her only son, so people knew. But everybody flocking to his page because, man, we friends. So people that's friends with me and him, they can, everybody running over there. And and they gravitating to this fake ass shit. Ain't nothing about it real. They don't even care to hear the story. All they know is they running with the fact that he said Dana rolled over on top of the baby, drinking Remy and smoking cigarettes. I'm here to tell you something. The motherfucking detectives grabbed my key, confiscated my keys, and went to my house while I was still at the hospital to go check out the scene. I hadn't had a drink since I had learned I had became pregnant. Even after I had the baby, I was so scared of making a mistake or just him being so tender. And I never ever touched alcohol since I even had the baby. And he could attest to that because the motherfucker was in the house with me. And he was on Don Julio at the time. And he used to be getting fucked up off Don Julio. I never purchased a bottle of Douce or Remy or nothing. Even when my baby spent 2 weeks in the hospital in NICU. Drinking was the furthest thing from my motherfucking mind. This is what he made up to clear his unconscious, his own mind of guilt that he dealt with behind what the fuck he did. I'm gonna say this, and I ain't gonna say he did anything. I stated the facts. Motherfucker put $100K lawsuit on my baby. $100K insurance policy on my baby. Brought your brother over to my house the day he got out of prison, that spent time in prison for shaking baby syndrome, and left him over there with me unattended for at least $1 recap. He had got $100,000 insurance policy on a newborn baby, and he wouldn't stop until he got it done, okay? $100,000 insurance policy. 2, your brother, who was fresh out of the penitentiary for spending time in the penitentiary for shaking baby syndrome, shaking the baby to motherfucking death. You just so happen to have to leave my house and leave this sick motherfucker at the house with me while I got a motherfucking newborn. Number 3, coming over my house unannounced inside the house, and I ain't got no idea he in the motherfucking house. So I just happen to wake up or have to use the bathroom or anything. Come on, let's be clear now. Then the instant we lose the baby, you come to the hospital and I'm the villain? Oh, that bitch, I know you killed them, bitch. I know she killed him. That bitch killed my baby. Off the back. This is how this motherfucker was coming to see about our expired son at the hospital the morning of, okay?
Why do she keep on calling her own kid expired? That shit is sounding weird.
Then he runs straight to Facebook, putting all the blame on me. I rolled her on the baby. I'm drinking Remy, smoking cigarettes. And I'm talking about, this wasn't just one post. He kept posting it, kept posting it, kept posting it, kept posting it, kept posting it. This went on for days. I guess him loving, getting all the empathy and sympathy from all the bitches and just all this. I'm talking about the way he displayed his grief is like something you couldn't even fathom. You would have had to be in that era and been his best friend to be able to see this shit. We talking about a motherfucker who wasn't even active in his life, okay? Never bought my baby a motherfucking pacifier. The week of my baby passing away, I was just about to start child support and all this up. And he told me, like, yeah, you start child support, you think you ain't getting shit. Nah, you really ain't gonna get shit. I promise to God, whatever that little support they gonna take, that's all you gonna get. I said, well, so be it. Because if you think you about to sit up here and be making all you making, and I'm taking care of the baby by myself, and you laid up and had him, now you had the blood test, and now you don't want to do nothing. He was so fucking hot about the child support. It was a topic of discussion every time I spoke with him. And, you know, just so happened that same week, my son passed away. I don't know what happened in that room that night, but I got my own conspiracy theory of what I truly, truly think. I know it wasn't no rolling over on top of him for you to connect your own motherfucking dots.
What?
Okay? But that's what it is, and that's that on that. So, you know, we had a funeral and everything like that. Well, it's coming, and the week of the funeral and all that, that's when he want to start reaching out to me and all this and all that. So I had spoke with his cousin, the one who I told you that told me about the baby. I mean, about the uncle just getting out of prison for the baby shaking baby syndrome. She had wired me up and shit like, I'm gonna need you to get out that house, D. She was like, he already came on. He told us all he gonna kill you. He gonna kill you. She was like, I just don't feel like it's safe for you to be in that house. He got a key to come in there on you whenever he want to. Get out the house, cuz. She was like, because, you know, she just had started telling me like a whole bunch of stuff about their family history at this time that was extremely alarming for me. Like,
Why? Why would she tell you about the family history? Or is this stuff that you maybe gathered from going through his Facebook? Because it sounds like she's the type who kept, tabs on this motherfucker. If I'm grieving, I'm not about to be worried about what the baby daddy is doing. I'm sure he grieving in his own way. I'm grieving in my own way. I don't give a fuck what he over there doing. I'm sad. I need people around who I enjoy hearing from. I'm not about to stress myself out by going through an ex's page. Shit, but even if I break up with somebody, I don't go back and check on nobody's page. I'm not trying to see what they up to. None of that shit. If they text me or if they message me, Merry Christmas, block. If they like something on my page, block. Now, my professional pages, ain't nothing I can do about that. Whatever, you could be a fan. But anything else, we do not have no reason to talk to each other. If I would do that in a boyfriend-girlfriend situation, why is she doing that with this baby daddy who has already showed her that he does not want to be with her? And I'm sure the child support thing didn't come about where she was like, you know, you're not helping. I need help in this area. No, you saw him living good and still being able to make it, even though he had some sort of felony on him. She doesn't seem like the type who could get a job that would pay the same as him working in warehouse, because I'm sure that's what he was doing. He's making car parts that they send over to bigger brands. I'm sure he making good money over there. She want a little piece of the pie. She see him with a new woman and everything. That makes her mad, so that's why she want to take out child support on him. It ain't got shit to do with anything else, and she trying to mask it by all of this extra shit. No, girl, tell us the actual truth of what happened. You can come back and do another story time. We'd like to hear about it.
Number one, how this motherfucker spent 3 years in juvenile for basically making a homemade bomb that he put up under his mama car, because he called himself was gonna kill his mama. At 14 years old, he made a bomb, put it under his mother's car to kill her. Okay, so
what does any of this have to do with her rolling over on the baby? I don't know.
In that mind, in your mind at that time, at 14-year-old, what would a 14-year-old boy think to be trying to take out the person that gave him life? He been sick from the time he came out the womb. This motherfucker birthday is on Halloween, 10/31. He destined for wickedness and pure evil. Just all kinds of fuck up, okay? Fuck, there was so much I learned after my baby passed that I wish I would have had known while my baby was even alive.
It doesn't.
Pregnant by this motherfucker, just so I can know how to tread carefully in a different type of way. So long story short, I did end up going over my sister's house. It was just too much for me to be in that house. Losing my baby in that house and everything like that, it was just too painful. So I believe that same day I packed up and I went out to my sister's house and I stayed with her for like a whole week. But you better trust and believe, I came back like 3 days later to change the locks on the house. You know, my cousin and everybody was like, you know, just get the locks changed. Like, we changed the locks on the house. Neighbor, who don't even talk to me, didn't talk to me at the time, come running down. I'm sorry to hear about what happened. I heard you lost your baby. Blah, 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 whatever. He say, oh, you want to know, your baby daddy, he been over here while you ain't been here. And I said, what? They said, yeah. One night, he said, one night I watched him. This man, he stayed not next door to me, but the house next door to the house next door. He didn't talk to me at the time, but he was like neighborhood watch. Like, he stayed out on his porch a lot. He stayed on his back porch a lot. I was gone for like 3 days, and I just came back to change my locks and stuff. And he coming to give me his condolences and letting me know how sorry he is for losing the baby and stuff like that. And he was like, oh, I just want to let you know, sister, to bring your attention, because he was just like, well, the baby daddy, the one who drive the Durango, that burgundy truck. I'm like, yeah. He like, yeah, he been over here. He saying, I don't know what it was about, but he said one night I'm on my back porch. My baby died in June 13th, so this was the heart of a summer night. He said he was on his back balcony porch, and he watched my baby daddy pull his truck. Now, them colonial style houses in the Grandmont Rosedale area got real long driveways. Like, you could put like maybe 6 cars in one of their driveways back to back and still got a little room. Well, maybe 4 or 5.
Get to the meat of it.
Not under 4 or 5, for sure. He said he watched him. My vehicle is not there. I'm not there. The house is pitch black because I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? But he said he don't know what he was on. But he said he pulled in the driveway. He turned off all the lights in his vehicle, and he pulled all the way back to the garage. And he just sat there with the engine running, okay? Now, I'm going to say I was not there to know what could have took place or what was going to take place. But I believe if I was there, whatever intention he had that night by pulling up like that and really wasn't even communicating or talking to me, it wasn't good. When this cousin told me to get out the house that he was going to kill me, I believed her, and I believed her with all my might, and I made my move that day, okay? So the moral story is God had to show me something, and what I got out of this, the entire catastrophe that took place, God wanted to show me, you need to know, I bless your womb for you to have a baby and for you to experience what motherhood is, but him, and all that come with that ain't your portion in this life. Now your womb is blessed. It's blessed. And you can have it. How's it going? Good morning. I woke up. I woke up to pure pandemonium on my page, and from my weak ass baby daddy running with this narrative that he ran with 10 years ago. Ain't nothing about my story fluke, okay? I gave you a sure breakdown from the beginning and not even to the end. Nobody never said my baby didn't die from suffocation. What I did say is that I know I didn't roll over on him. What I did say is that I didn't have no alcohol and I wasn't drinking the way he put it out here to be. This is the same shit that happened years ago. People love
Let me hold up. So this is the status that she's talking about that the father posted. Now you can kind of see the father up here in the screen. If you look at his profile picture, he aged way better than her, which lets me know he probably was very fine back in the day, and she probably ain't been fine in a while. Anyway. So this says, okay, so everybody that know me know I had a baby with this lady in 2014 when I first came home. Hold up, let me read it in his voice. Okay, so everybody that know me know I had a baby with this lady in 2014 when I first came home. He only lived to be 3 months old before he passed away. My son died because his mother, Dana Dane with all the fame, was drinking and passed out and fell asleep on top of my son, and he suffocated to death. Okay, after years, I forgave her. I know she got to deal with that every day. We both lost a child, so I let it go of all the hate I had for her. So today, I'm scrolling on TikTok. This lady got a 35-part story of how she had a baby by Lucifer, referring to me. I've been chilling. I forgave her, so after watching these stories, now I'm pissed because I see she putting on for her fans, lying on me when shit ain't go nowhere near the way she painted. I could jump stupid, but I ain't. So she telling everybody that my son died from SIDS, which is a lie. Me and my family had an autopsy done, and it came back that my son died from overlay, co-sleeping with an adult, meaning she fell asleep on top of my son with her fat ass, and he suffocated to death. I'm definitely about to up this autopsy. We grown, and she out here dragging my name through the mud for. And kind sir, she had also said that you was doing all of this because you was in love with her, and then you start playing games, and then you was telling her that you wanted her to have your baby and stuff like that, but then you moved on rather quickly, and she didn't really understand why. So that's what had made her mad. So then she came to TikTok because she thought to herself she was about to play you and make herself look like a player and make you look really dumb. But then you had a couple more cards to play, and I'm gonna show them as well. So in case you're watching Mr. Sir, I just want to let you know my condolences to you for your child. Anyway, let's get back to it.
Gravitate towards the negative ass shit. I gave you a full 33 segment breakdown on what happened, why it happened. He puts one post about a staged birth certificate because on the real birth certificate, his name is not even on there. His name is not even on the real birth certificate. Do I need to post that? Real birth certificate is blue, not that white copy friend shit that he posted. Like, come on now. We talking about Lucifer, who got strategies on top of strategies. He came on my TikTok last night. He seen the stories. First, he was commenting pleasant shit. I can show y'all screenshots of that too. He was commenting pleasant shit up until about story time 12. By the time I got past 12 and the truth really started coming out, he started talking about I'm dragging him the mud to filth for my fans and he gonna let me be smooth, this is that. Then he comes over on my inbox on Facebook messaging me. And I told him, if you think you about to get the same amount of camaraderie and fame you got off my motherfucking page 10 years ago, you sadly mistaken. And I blocked that bitch, okay? I blocked him his one page. He come through another page. I blocked him on TikTok and everything. He got pissed off. He sent about 50.
Dude, she got dentures in her mouth or something? Does it seem like she's trying to talk and hold her teeth in at the same time?
Fuckers to my page, trying to post a death certificate on my page and saying I rolled over on the baby, I was drunk and all this and that. Let me tell you something. I'm not gonna make no 30, 40 series segment on something that happened 10 years ago to me, and it's all fabrication and lies. Why would I open up a whole nother?
All right, so we see the parents' name, Cortez and Dana, and it says cause of death, overlay. Date of injury unknown. Describe how injury occurred. Co-sleeping with adult. Injury at work? No. Place of injury? Home. I'm trying to figure out what she's talking about. Because why would it just say that? Why would they just write that? You don't have any other excuse as to why your child stopped breathing. And if they do 2 autopsies on a kid, they would actually know what to identify it as if your child just had a natural cause and stopped breathing, but yours gave a reason, and it's co-sleeping with an adult. You're the adult that was in the room. There is no only me and God. No, we know what happened. You rolled over on your baby. That's exactly what happened. You can't change that. You shouldn't have brought this to the internet. You should have went to seek therapy to go ahead and figure out how to accept that, because you have 2 other children to raise now. And you have to accept that you and that man no longer have any ties. This sounds like you struggling with that too. Cortez has moved on. Cortez does not want you. He doesn't even want to deal with you. Him seeing you talk about him in such a loving manner is why he was being so pleasant. Duh, come on, girl, use common sense. He doesn't want you, and he never did. I'm not sure why you're not waking up to that.
And the worms like that. I knew it was gonna be backlash that came behind me doing my storytelling. This is my story. But guess what? God knows, okay? And I know too. And regardless of what I wanna run with from him and the picture that he wanna paint, I know. And I told the truth. So y'all can believe what y'all wanna believe. I don't even really give a fuck. It's my truth and it's out. And that's all that it really mattered. All I wanted was my truth to help somebody.
Okay, girl.
I didn't get that revelation right away, because to be honest with you, I was completely mad at God. I was like, I don't know, I shunned him. Like, I just didn't want nothing to do with God. I couldn't understand how I prayed so many years. I'm talking about with God, I was truly in love with, begging God to have a baby, begging him. And it would never, ever happen. And then I get with this motherfucker that I don't even know from a can of paint. And within 3 weeks' time, I got pregnant by him. And for him to take me through Nightmare Elm Street from, I ain't gonna say the beginning, but from the time I found out I was pregnant at 3 months, all the way into my son's death, and even after my son's death. It just, I don't know, mind-blowing. Anyway, ended up moving away to Texas just to escape him, just to escape everybody. Once the funeral and everything had came and left, people who I thought was going to be there, they just wasn't. The support just was not there like that to me, so I wanted to get away from any and everything that had to do with Detroit. My mama was living in Texas. I moved to Texas to just try to start over, get a new lease on life. I needed to heal, and I needed to heal bad, y'all. I truly didn't think it was no coming back for me behind that. All the emotional turmoil, all the stress, pain, the unbearable pain. I wanted to go, but didn't nobody know my name. I wanted to go, but didn't nobody know me. I didn't want to be Dana.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name. That's what I just thought of. Like, girl, you trying to sound so emotional. You just pulling shit out of the air. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But both times you have tried. And when the sun doesn't shine, it's probably night. When it's night, it's probably not sun shining outside. Shut the fuck up. You fucked up.
I didn't want none of that. Took a break from Facebook. Took a break
Ooh.
from it was to learn me all over again and just to process and digress what I actually had went through. But of course, this motherfucker still at it. He constantly calling me on my back about trying to get this death certificate. It ain't clicking to me at that time though that you gotta have a death certificate in order to, you know what I'm saying, be able to achieve any insurance policy money. You ain't got that death certificate, you ain't getting nothing. So I'm telling him no. Life in Texas for me. Trying to heal, process, digress. Completely just trying to do a master reset.
Digest. The library is free. And you should go sometimes and check out a book. Maybe even keep it. Keep that same book. Keep rereading it. Hell, if you go down to the certain Walmarts, they still got books on sale for about $3.98. Hell, you go to Half Price Books, the store, or .com. You can get you some books because I'm sure she an Amazon shopper. If you get on Amazon, download the Kindle app. You can get 99-cent books because for real, that was my first way that I started to read electronic books. Oh my gosh. When the Kindle first came out and it was like that old school one that looked like a pager, just a little bit bigger. Oh, books was only maybe like 99 cents. Then you can get a Kindle Pass and you could get like 12 books. And it was all of the Black romance hood books. Woo! I was having a time on my lunch breaks. I was like, oh, I can't believe this dynasty of the drug empire. Everybody getting in and out of jail. But you know what? They live to see another day.
Lost. I was so depressed. I mean, my depression lasted for about almost right at 2 years. Go to work, come home, be in my room, laying in the dark all the time. It was so miserable for my mama to watch. Oh, breaking her heart so bad. It was breaking her down. It was actually breaking me down. But like I told you, I had completely shunned away from God. I didn't want nothing to do with him. So the devil was having his way. With my mind being so idle and it was just a playground for the devil. Just so many thoughts, horrible thoughts.
Couldn't be me. Couldn't be. I wish the devil would. I wish he would come and try to be a motherfucking playground. Fuck you. I'm not about to start thinking negatively about God because an event has happened in my life. I would rather be with God and in the will of God than be doing what she doing here, which is talking about feeding into your depression as opposed to trying to find ways out. That's stupid to me.
It was just awful. It's the quality of life that I lived. I never known that life. I always had a happy, blessed, good life all the time. It was horrible. But when I'm in Texas, he's still harassing. At this point, he got somebody pregnant. The girl who came to the hospital, she already got a baby on the way. And they posting it all on Facebook and all this and all that or whatever. So
He moved on.
Send me right over the top. Like, this girl was pregnant when I had, when my son died, she was already pregnant because she ended up, I forgot when she had him, but it wasn't that, it was right during the course of the time my son died. That's when they started posting her being pregnant and all this other kind of shit. So I'm dealing with that. I'm dealing with him steady on my back, riding me about this death certificate. And I'm like, no. You know what I'm saying? And this motherfucker, his name wasn't even on the birth certificate because when I signed off on the birth certificate or whatever, I don't know if he wasn't present at the hospital. I don't know. However, him learning where I had the funeral and I let him come to the funeral. I shouldn't even have let him come to the funeral. That was a huge mistake too, but I don't even want to recap on that. But
So his name wasn't on the birth certificate? So how was you going to get child support? So why was he calling you about child support and going off on you about child support if his name wasn't on the birth certificate? And if you sitting up here telling us that he was saying, oh, you ain't going to get a little bit of money on child support, you ain't going to get what you think, that's because his name was on the birth certificate. So he was able to go down to wherever it's a health clinic or something of the sort, a records clinic. I know ours is like Blue Parkway. Off of Blue Parkway, you could go on down to the health clinic. You can get a copy of birth certificate, death records for I think maybe like $3, $4. You just have to make sure you have your ID, especially if you're on the birth certificate. If you need to get an extra copy, as long as you have your ID proving that your name is on there, then you can get a copy of whatever you need. Shot records, all that type of shit. I mean, he has some sort of right to the kid because he's the dad who's on the birth certificate. Stop trying to play us, girl. Like, we don't know shit.
End up, being able to somehow achieve the birth certificate without his name even being motherfucking birth certificate.
No,
But
it
he did
doesn't
have a
work that
mama
way.
in a real high place. His mama was the head secretary for Kim Worthy. City, government, one phone call, they can get whatever they want. Because I still can, to this day, how could they hand over a birth certificate to somebody whose name wasn't even on, a death certificate to somebody whose name wasn't even on that motherfucker. But he got it. However, I didn't even think about the money. It wasn't until the baby mama, the girl who was at the hospital, ended up reaching out to me. Like, I don't know, maybe after she had the baby and now she coming to see she got a baby about Lucifer. She want to reach out to me and ask me this and ask me that. And she, not a one chick who's at the hospital, skinning and grinning while he calling me all kind of bitches and disrespecting me and shit. Now she didn't her baby. Now she's coming to learn that Lucifer is really Lucifer. Cause guess what? She called me, want to get tea, want to get info. I did get a lot of tea from her, even though I wasn't even concerned with him at this point, because it had been over a year. This man was the furthest. I literally grew to hate him, and I hate no one. I know how it's such a sin to hate. I literally hate this man with every fiber in my being. I hated him, okay? But she just sounded so pitiful, and she just wanted some kind of insight as to who and what she was dealing with, because she had no clue either. She had just met him. He had just been at that job only like about a month or so. She was already pregnant at the hospital by the time they come up there the day that the baby had died. So she getting to know him, going through her pregnancy the same way that I did. Bless
Okay.
her heart. So yeah, she called me and just telling me, just we literally about to cause her to go into a psych ward. She seeking out counseling, all kind of shit. So she ended up telling me about the baby. Telling me about the insurance money. How he had cashed in on the insurance money and didn't give her nothing, didn't do nothing for their son. Same she was doing for me, and just all this. So I said, oh my God, this motherfucker done really cashed in for real. Meal ticket off my baby. Didn't even give me a dime, which I didn't even want a dime. But as me being the mother of our child, no matter how bad you put me out here that I rolled over on top of the baby and all this other type of dumbass shit you could have came up with, you little fucking Satan's imp, you ain't gonna have a mind to at least get a mama something. No, the devil ain't
That
working.
sounds so dumb. That sounds like that one lady who's celebrating her kid being passed away and she had to go fund me and all that weird type of shit. Why would you even want it? To me, I wouldn't care. I would just be like, okay, that's what he got. Okay, and like, I'm really concerned about the fact that I don't have my kid anymore. I don't get to be around my kid. I don't get to feel my kid. I don't get to hear them, be in their presence, pick them up, hear them tell me about their day, hear them say, I love you. I don't get to watch them grow. I don't get to see their kids, see who they become as an adult, what their interests might be, what their fuck ups might be, where I could stand in and support them. And when, I have to, stand back. That little $10,000, because that's all it probably was. And I think he actually says that in one of his statuses. This lady really is a compulsive liar. She really believe in this 40-part story she telling? The shit is sad. I have no problem with her telling her story. Everybody got a story to tell. And of course, she only gonna lie so everybody will watch her stories. It only bothered me once she said, God took my son so she could get away from me. That was so disrespectful for her to say, knowing she suffocated my baby. Then she trying to make it seem like I had something to do with my baby passing away. I was not nowhere near. No, I didn't have $100,000 life insurance policy on him. It was a $10,000 accidental death policy that I hope every great parent got on the kids. But it's her story, and she just clout chasing. Ain't no need in me saying nothing to her ever again in life, because she got to live with the fact that she got drunk and rolled over on my son and suffocated him to death. I know that shit eating her up every day. I ain't got to do anything to her. Life fucking her up. Pow, 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 pow.
Like that. Anyway, but long story short, he ended up leaving her. I don't know if it was before the baby got here or as soon as the baby got here. He ended up getting another chick pregnant with twins.
Damn.
Shoot me dead, because at this point I'm still mad at God. So I'm speaking my mind at God, like this evil mother who keep letting him impregnate people. Now he done had this one son with her out of wit. Don't want nothing to do with this girl, and now he got twins on the way. How could you continuously keep blessing him and letting? I was just going through a major thing. God, I never knew I could do a story time with 37 parts to it. But that's just how real and thick this shit got. And y'all know I do not leave out any ounce of detail, good, bad, or indifferent, embarrassing, sad. If I'm telling them other story time, I ain't about to sugarcoat nothing. It ain't in me to do it. So you can listen and not judge, or listen and judge. However, whatever, it don't matter to me. It's my story out. And long as my story can help one individual, it ain't gotta be 10, it ain't gotta be 20. My story can help one person see the light through their situation and give them revelation as to what they going through and how they need to.
At 35, we don't need to know to not have a baby by a man who just got out of jail. Even if he is telling us that he loves us, wants to marry us, give us the world, blah, blah. How you going to give us a world that you can't even work in yet? Huh? How you going to give me all the dreams in my mind if I got to go to work and take care of them? That means when I wake up, I'm going to get the dreams out of my own mind. There's nothing you can do for me. We all know that at 35. So, and you saying this happened 10 years ago. She's 45 telling us this story, and she still sounds young-minded, lost, hurt, scarred. Listen, y'all know I look at my son's father as dead because he is dead to me. He is still walking around, but God rest his soul, the man is dead. Oh, God, he's dead. If he ends up deciding to have a poly relationship and it is 20, 30 years successful, great for him. I hope that he does receive the love that he desires in the world. That's his life. That doesn't have nothing to do with me. Why would I get mad about that? That's not attached to me. I don't got to be a part of that. I don't got to make decisions of that. It doesn't make sense to purposely worry about somebody else's life who's no longer attached to you. That stresses you out. I'm telling you. As soon as you break up with a person, block them on everything. Don't try to conjure up memories of how things used to be. Think about everything bad every single damn day so that you don't got no ties to this person, because it's no point. You be sitting here 45 years old, still stressed out about some old shit happened decades ago. At this point, if he had kids back in the day 10 years ago, his kids are getting ready to enter into being teens, and she's still mad about some shit. I bet she'd be probably looking at the kids shit like, ooh, I'm so mad that they're so happy with their dad. Are you crazy, lady? Yeah, I'm sorry. You are crazy. Sorry.
I thank God, because I'm doing this for God's glory. God impacted my heart to tell these stories. I didn't just come up with this on my own. I did not come up with this on my own.
Yes, you did come up with this on your own.
These stories will be used for God's glory.
Don't you bring my God into this. I don't like when y'all do that.
One way or another. You better believe it. You better believe it. So anyway, he ended up getting a girl pregnant with twins. He got twins on the way, okay? Meanwhile, I'm still depressed in Texas. I'm still messed up. I ain't messed with no guy since I've been there. Ain't got no love life. Ain't thinking about no love life. Nothing. Y'all remember Hot Dog? My dog, my baby. I had turned my back on him tremendously. I mean, when the baby died, he came around and was moral support and everything. Anything I needed. Coming over there, spending time with me and everything like that. But he knew I was moving to Texas and he wanted to come with me. And I ended up leaving him behind. Like, no, I gotta do this on my own, G. You can't go with me, Greg. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta heal. I'm on something completely different. You know what I mean? So I ended up leaving him and didn't tell him. And he was so hurt and so devastated and so mad. Even though he had got him a girlfriend, and he just still was so in love with me. He was willing to just stop, drop, and roll and leave her to come down to Texas with me and everything. He just wanted to be there for me. However, I ended up leaving and I didn't tell him or nothing. I just bust up. So he was there.
So you are somebody who loves the Lord. That's what you're telling me? You somebody who loves the Lord, and you couldn't see that the devil was presenting you with another man to distract your stupid ass. Then you're gonna sit up here and tell us that he got a girlfriend? He don't care about you. He don't give a fuck about you. You know what he wants to do? Have sex with you. I don't understand how people be so into God and God tells them this and God does that, God does it, but he don't tell you not to trust this dude who's in a relationship. Okay, let's take God off the table. Your good common sense and moral character doesn't tell you that you should not be messing with a man who's in a relationship with another girl. And if he's trying to date you or have sex with you while he with somebody else, guess what? He's going to do the same thing when he gets with you.
Devastated. So about 6 to 7 months of me being down there, he came down there to see me, spent the weekend with me, had a good time, familiar place, familiar face, so it felt great because I didn't get to know nobody really down there like that. I wasn't on that. So yeah, and then he ended up moving to Florida with the girl, and I had no communication with him at all. It'd be communication, but he wouldn't stop lying about his status with her or this, that, or even when they get into it, he'd call me. You know just stupid. So yeah, I had kind of like just was, falling shy hot dog. Like, man, you all caught up. You still love me, yes, granted, but you loving somebody else now. So just let that relationship flourish. You all the way in Florida, Orlando. I'm all the way in Arlington, Texas. When I was in Fort Worth at the time, I ended up moving to Arlington later. But that was just like that. So he'll call me when they going through something or whatever. I just wasn't really even paying him no kind of attention like that. So anyway, he had ended up getting into some trouble down in Florida, and he was trying to run away from it or whatever. So at this time, I'm fully assimilated at this point. I moved out of my mom's house. I kind of got my own place, and I'm working good ass jobs, making good money down there and everything. Life is actually starting to really look up for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting not full throttledly happy, but I'm going in that direction. So he want to come down here and he want to do the whole roommate thing and all this all over again. And I'm just like, whatever. But that's my baby, and I can never forget.
I can't even name all of the shit that I would let one man drag me through for years at a time because I wanted so bad to be in a relationship, to be with somebody. And I never could see that that was the enemy's easiest way to get me distracted and to miss my goal. And the goal would always be like to get into a better financial position or to work out more or just something that would involve my time or my finances or something. But then I would meet this man who acted like he was going to be my world and my everything, and whatever he was deficient in, that would be the very thing that I wanted to work on. But I felt like now that we're in a relationship, I need to go ahead and give that to you. I can't give that to me because as a good woman, I know that's what I'm supposed to do to support you. It took me a long time to learn that I could get that same thing back, and a while for me to start standing on the confidence that I know I'm supposed to get back what I give out. Therefore, I can say no to people who can't give me back those things. You have to put boundaries up like that because it's fair to say, I would like this back from you because I provide this to you. She still didn't learn that, but you of God, you in God, and you still ain't figured out that's the best trick of the enemy is to send somebody to distract you. Girl, shut up. You can't help nobody with nothing because you still didn't learn your lesson. But God ain't got nothing to do with that part. He just had everything to do with her having kids, then everything to do with her ex having kids. Okay.
Was there for me when I needed him the most, and he needed me. He needed somewhere to run to, and I let him come run right in my arms. How about the first night he got to Texas? The very first night. No planning, no nothing. I get pregnant with hot dog baby. Not one baby, but two babies. Mind you, I have been Sally Sullivan since I got to Texas. We had sex that one time. He came down there and seen me. I was about there for like 7, 8 months.
Y'all been fucking around. Last time he was your roommate, he was giving up dick for rent. I bet he probably put about, she looked like what, about $200, $300 on rent, but then he gave her a dick like crazy. He probably went crazy on the head and everything, sucking toes, licking backs and crevices that he didn't have no business. He looking at himself in the mirror the next day like, I can't believe you did all this, man. But she always be making crab boils. That's what this man is doing up in that house. He ain't helping you with shit. You already know how he get down. So this, can you believe it? I've been celibate and then I ended up having sex. At this big age, you should know them niggas who are gonna tempt you. Oh, them the ones? Now. We can't hang out. We can't go out to eat. We can't catch up over a happy hour drink. We can't go to do no smoke session in the park. You can't come by, see my new place. I don't want to come into your new place. I don't care if you have a new car. I don't care if I have a new car. If I run into you at the gas station, that is not for you to go ahead and inbox me and we just have no, because I already know where this is going to go. No, and I'm going to think we're going to get married tomorrow and you're going to tell me what? No again. So hell no, I ain't even going to put myself in position because I can't resist you. So hell no, we can't even be cool. Why didn't she know that at her big ass age? I was celibate. Well, if you wanted to stay celibate, he shouldn't have even been there.
Yes, that weekend. But still, I wasn't planning to let him skeet in me. Whatever.
Oh, and hold up. Ain't he on the run? So, girl, you like getting men who are in awkward positions who can't help you at all in life.
But when he had came to live in Texas, and that very first night, we had been doing a lot of talking, a lot of soul searching amongst each other and everything. And this wasn't no planning or nothing, but it was just one of them nights, and he let it go, and I caught it. So, yeah, I got pregnant with twins. And this was actually 14 months to date from the time that I lost Dallas, my firstborn love. God turned around and blessed my womb with 2 babies and not one. And it was a very healthy pregnancy, stress-free pregnancy. My dog was there for me every step of the way. He started getting cuckoo and crazy about 7 months. I'm gonna have to do a story time on him too. But this is the end of this. This is it. God showed me. I couldn't leave off the way I left off. Because, I mean, in any and every situation, I got to be able to give God the glory in everything. I mean, he is the head of my life.
No. Her page will be linked down below if y'all want to watch that ending part, but she ain't about to be up here saying stupid ass shit. Ain't got time for it. I ain't about to hear her talking about giving God the glory because one child died and now she has two more. That sounds like replacing a kid. Let me know what you think down in the comments, but I truly believe the only reason why that lady gave this whole entire story time is because she thought people were going to be on her side and they were going to call the father a horrible person and be like, oh my gosh, how could he not be there for you? Why didn't he console you? Why didn't you guys consider getting back together? And she would have been able to be like on some big dog shit, like, because I didn't want him. I ain't never want to be with a man like that anyway, blah, blah, blah. She wouldn't have kept going on down the line of, oh, he's such a horrible person, and then he ends up being able to have children, and still to this day he's like this. No, not if she was the one who had the upper hand. She the one who lost in this entire situation. You rolled over and killed your baby. And you can't tell me that you were coherent, because if you were fully coherent and you did that, you didn't have anything in your system, then you're an even worse mother than I thought. And I feel sorry for them children that you have now. I surely hope that you're putting in your time and energy and effort into those kids and not into their father. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I have been the Just Case and friend. I'm so thankful you tuned in. Shouts out to the homegirls who sent in this story. If you guys would like for me to cover a topic, please email thejaberhood@gmail.com. That will be in the description box. Make sure you're following me everywhere at the Just Case and brand. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.